Jersey still drying out from flash flooding over the weekend.
Other parts of the country are still reeling from deadly and devastating flooding. In Wayne County, Utah, 5 family members were killed during a camping trip after being swept away by a flash flood. The victims included a captain in the Provo Fire Department, his wife, and their 3 sons. A daughter who was not on the trip survived.
ABC Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z. Hurricane Bertha, actually Tropical Storm Bertha, churning in the Gulf, could make landfall as early as tomorrow. 6,000 people in Michigan alone now sickened with that parasitic bacteria linked to iceberg lettuce. President Trump meeting today with the president of Lebanon as the U.S. and Iran trade further airstrikes overnight. Another soldier killed in the Mideast identified. He is Sergeant Michael Swinton of Fayetteville, North Carolina. This is ABC News. A battle pitting the Department of Homeland Security against the Catholic Church is brewing along the U.S.-Mexico border.
In an attempt to extend the existing border wall, the Trump administration plans to use eminent domain to seize about 14 acres around Mount Cristo Rey, a religious site that draws about 40,000 pilgrims a year.
My team and I are looking at every way possible to stop it.
El Paso Congresswoman Veronica Escobar has filed legislation to stop the seizure of the property.
That doesn't mean that we don't believe there should be border security.
DHS says it has no plans to restrict access to Mount Cristo Rey from the U.S. side of the border. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
4 identical baby girls, quadruplets, born to a couple in Australia. The babies born without the help of in vitro fertilization started life as one fertilized egg that split not once, not twice, but 3 times into 4 different babies who all shared a placenta. One of the girls was named for the doctor who helped deliver them. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Colorado's recorded 64 earthquakes this year, the majority in the southern part of the state. USGS seismologist Paul Earle says the tremors have been caused by more than shifting tectonic plates.
There's also been exploration in the area and fluid injection. And there has been links in places to the injection of fluids deep within the crust and an increase in the number of earthquakes.
A 4.1 quake hit southern Colorado in May. For those who want to race at DIA.
Now you can fly down the runway on foot, of course. DIA is hosting a 5K on the runway, giving 2,500 people the chance to run on the tarmac of one of the world's busiest airports. The race will take place on one of the 6 runways at the airport, of course, while it's not in use. The last time people have been able to do this was in 2022, and the airport says it's been working to schedule another opportunity to host the race. The Denver Colfax Marathon is organizing the 5K.
That's Keenan Dixon reporting.
Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, we still have a big delay to the east on I-70 westbound. This is at Havana. Right 3 lanes are blocked. The backup extending to Pena. Now, Pena also got a crash coming off of 56 to the Pena inbound drive. It's going to hold you up just a little bit there. I-25 has been a little crowded coming in and out of downtown. Still seeing a little bit of traffic heading in and out of the tech center also. Accident 32nd and Kipling still causing delays, as well as Leetsdale and Holly. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Oh, bent tie rod. What are you going to do?
I'm way ahead of you. I'll be on RockAuto.com before you can even finish this commercial.
He's right. RockAuto.com. Parts when you need them.
All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
The 2026 season of Intense Tennis turned up. No weird scoring sets or endless matches. Intense stacks the points in the fastest version of tennis ever. 10 teams, $30,000 in cash. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Stream it on Intense YouTube. That's INTENNSE.
There are so many choices when it comes to listing your home, but only one Frank Duran. Proven results for more than 30 years.
Ultimately, I've seen every kind of market. I've been through the good, the bad, everything in between.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, telling you not to take chances with the biggest investment of your life.
My clients don't pay for my learning curve. They benefit from my years of experience.
Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. With RE/MAX Alliance.
Hi, I'm Gary Bell of the law firm of Bell & Pollock. Involved in a car crash? Injured? You should always call the police. If you want to know why, then listen to our Bell & Pollock Legal Injury Hub podcast on your favorite platform.
I'm consumer advocate Marc Mager. Euro Plumbing has the lowest pricing I've ever seen. Water heaters under $1,600. Whole house repiping at the guaranteed lowest price. They also give you a clear estimate right over the phone. You know exactly how much it's going to cost before they even show up. No games, no hidden fees, straightforward professional work at great prices. Call or text 720-500-3000. That's 720-500-3000. Or go to denverrepipe.com.
For 90 years, Belco Credit Union has proudly called Colorado home. That's thanks to all our members who have helped us grow alongside our beautiful state. To celebrate our anniversary, Belco is offering a special low fixed rate on a new home equity choice line advance. If you've been waiting to start a new home renovation project, now's the perfect time. Go to belco.org/90 years to see full offer details. Equal housing opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Belco. Banking for everyone.
Now, here's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, dollar. That's dollar. Enter it now.
Denver's talk station.
Talk radio.
630 KHOW.
We've lost too many. Help the DEA in the fight for a fentanyl-free America. Don't become a statistic. Learn more and help us strike out fentanyl.
It's the Dan Kapla Show. Afternoons 4 to 6.
Hey, it's Dan. Join me today at 4. We'll dive into the latest craziness from D.C. and from the loony left right here in Colorado, and we'll have a lot of fun doing it. Join me at 4.
Yeah. Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. Come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, everyone.
Marc Mager.
Hey, hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm Tom Martino here with Major Marc Mager is back at the studio. I'll bring up that camera in a second. This hour brought to you by Fix It 24/7. You know, you can get a complete furnace refurbish or air conditioning right now, refurbishment for $39. They take it apart. I mean, to the extent they can, they spread out the parts. They clean every nook and cranny. They put it back together. They tune and check it and give you a no breakdown. By the way, if you have a problem with AC, you can call them out for that $39 and they'll find the problem too and do the cleaning and extreme refurbishment. Here's another thing. You can have them come out at any time for a free second opinion. I love these people, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, fixmyhome.com. All right, so we're on the air. Welcome. I'm going to bring up the studio for those streaming on camera, and we have a special guest. We have, there's a whole crowd in there right now. So, Mark, we have Kimberly Cunningham. She is a nurse practitioner.
Yeah. Very interesting show today. It's kind of outside of a lot of people's comfort level, but let me explain really how this came down, because you were out of town. I don't know if he was in Italy or I don't remember where he was, but we started talking on the show, Suzanne and I, months ago about HRT, because we watched something by Alyssa Milano, of all people.
But
so
HRT,
deal.
for those who may not know, Mark, is hormone replacement therapy, okay?
Yeah, and we're talking really just for women at the time and place. So we have this conversation, and all of a sudden we got lines full. We got women calling up. We had one I'll never forget. She goes, I thought she said she was 70. She goes, I'm 70, my boyfriend's 40, and he can't keep up with me sexually. I mean, we had call after call after call like that. And we were sitting there going, this is absolutely insane. We got to really talk about this.
Yeah.
And the topic came up. And then I think D, I'm not sure, were you here that day, D?
I was here that day, and I remember that call.
Yeah. So basically, D goes, hey, wait, I know someone that's kind of in this biz. And then that's where Kimberly came up. So Kimberly Cunningham joins us today.
Yeah.
From the Cunningham Clinic. And you know her, too. I found out after all this was kind of put together, you've been using these guys for a long time.
Oh, yeah. I go to Cunningham Clinic as a patient or a client. It doesn't, and it's proactive healthcare. I want to say it's way more than just hormone replacement. It really is. She interprets.
Well, they do. I get you. They do all kinds of stuff. But hold on, let me stay on track here. So we reached out to her kind of through D. Suzanne did a bunch of blood work. I mean, the amount of tests were, I don't even remember, like 70 tests, whatever. We'll get into somewhat details to see where she's kind of at.
And Suzanne's going to end up most likely. Well, okay, what's crazy is we're going to talk about her results actually on the show.
Yeah.
So you're cool with that.
I'm totally fine with that, Mark and Tom. You know, here I am. I'm in my 50s now and concerned about, you know, different things that come along with perimenopause, such as loss of bone mass, loss of muscle mass, gaining belly weight, feeling kind of funky these days. So yeah, I was really interested in talking about to see what I can do to feel better.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but Kimberly,
I want to
You
say
look
more
like
about
you're
Kimberly,
perched.
though. I want to say she's a nurse practitioner, which is a very high level of healthcare. And then she's been doing this for more than 25 years in Colorado. She has Cunningham Clinic, and that's where they do a lot of integrated medicine, hormone replacement therapy, functional medicine, and she can tell you what she does. But basically, she can look at blood work and make recommendations. She also makes recommendations on diet and exercise, and it's a full wellness clinic, really.
She said something to me. I said, "Do you guys do GLP-1s as well?" And she goes, "Oh yeah." And I said, "Well, how much?" I almost fell out of my chair here when she talked about what they charge. Was that per month?
Yes.
$150 per month for tirzepatide.
That's the starting.
Yeah,
It goes up as the dose goes up.
That's incredible, though. I mean, that's absolutely incredible.
Okay, so we hear Kimberly there. So I want to start out by Kimberly. If you were giving a talk to a bunch of people about what you do, let's hear the Kimberly version of what you do, what your clinic's about, and why you started it. By the way, the main reason for having you is because we want people to call who may have some questions on their health. Are you feeling brain fog? That's a really big thing. Are you tired? Do you lose energy? What about your appetite? What about your exercise routine? Well, you know, if there's anything on your mind, Kimberly can answer you. And of course, she has the resources to help a lot of people. One little thing I want to say first, okay, just real quick. People who say, "Oh, I don't do hormone replacement therapy. That's not healthy, blah, blah, blah." It's really funny because as you age, you have hormones that get depleted. And if you don't replace them, you're just getting older and older and older. And replacement, I mean, I tell them, well, when you run out of food, do you eat? Of course you do, because we were meant to eat. And these hormones, the need for them, it doesn't get lesser as you get older. It's just that people have been talked into aging without doing replacement therapy. And there's this cockamamie theory that somehow the very hormones that we grow up on and get stronger and healthier with somehow become bad for you when you're older, which is stupid. So, Kimberly, take it away.
So, there's sort of an adage in my field, which is, do you get old because you lose your hormones, or do you lose your hormones because you get old? And it sort of doesn't matter. They go together. So we don't want to age poorly. So my practice started, my background is in emergency healthcare, and then I did some internal medicine for a while, and then I was in geriatrics for a few years, and then I had an injury, and we can dive into that if we want to today, but basically I was in a wheelchair for 4 years.
God. 4 years?
4 years. So I went from having a top 10 finish in a triathlon to I couldn't walk more than a block. I could sort of shuffle a little bit. So I had a big injury, and I just couldn't get better, and it didn't matter how many surgeries. Didn't matter.
I have to ask, what happened?
So I broke my pelvis.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so I had a broken pelvis, and there was just no getting it back. And what we found out a couple of years after we started cycling through all these surgeries, this is a whole saga, we'll be here all day if we're going to talk about the saga, is my testosterone was too low. And so you can't build muscle without testosterone. And it didn't matter how many hours a week I spent in physical therapy. It didn't matter that I'd go down the hall to vomit and come back and keep working because, damn it, I was not going to live in a body that didn't work. And so it didn't matter how tenacious I was. It didn't matter how I ate. None of it mattered because I didn't live in a body that could respond to the ask of get stronger. It's like you can ask all day long and there's no response. And so then I went to a lab review class and sat next to this cute purse way up on the left because I wanted some good adult conversation. I'd been stuck in my house for 4 years and I needed some good adult conversation. And it was this woman I'd gone to grad school with. And she knew me when I was running races and I was doing a lot of fitness training for fitness competitors. And she's looking at me on the walker going, what happened? And why aren't you on testosterone? I said, well, I'm not in menopause. And she's like, that's not when you start. And you actually need testosterone as a woman about age 35.
Yeah.
So it's much sooner than most traditional Western trained physicians test for. Anyway, long story short, I got my first round of hormones, and I choose pellet for delivery. Got my first round of pellets. Within 3 weeks, I was sleeping through the night, and my pain was almost gone. Within 3 more weeks, I had muscles coming back, and I had quit physical therapy. And so at that point, I said, hold your horses, because I was thinking about going back to Kaiser and working in the urgent care, like once a week, maybe 6 hours, because that's as far as I'd gotten. I might be able to pull a half a shift once a week. That's not a life as a healthcare provider. So I told Kaiser, hold that thought. I'm going to open a clinic and see what happens. Because at that time, this was about 11 years ago, there were very few pellet-based bioidentical therapy hormone clinics in Denver. I think I was the 5th or 6th. And I had 100 patients in the first 6 months. And it was just me. Wow. And now I have a team of 8. And so that's what got me to here. And then over the last decade, it's really morphed into more of a, how can we use all of the available data to see if we can get 100 years out of this machine that is the human body and get us as close to 100 as possible with a brain that works and a body that works and able to do all the things we want to do every day, whether that's travel or a sport or sexual activity or participate in your life. So it's one thing to drag you through your 80s and 90s. It's a whole different story if we can get you there in a body that works. So that's our focus now, is really all of the things that get us there.
All right, we're going to continue with Kimberly after the break, and really, I want you people to know that testosterone is part of her practice, and the pellet therapy will explain. But she does so much more. There's a lot of aesthetic work they do, and it's really a clinic for making you feel better longer than you ever thought possible. Real quick, Arlie, let's get somebody working on your problem behind the scenes. What's going on with you, Arlie? What's happening?
I had bought a car warranty through Endurance.
Yeah, man, this is becoming, Mark, car warranty problems are becoming like a really
every day.
Honest to
God.
Okay.
Every freaking day.
Did you buy this out of the blue, or was it in conjunction with a purchase of a car?
I just bought it out of the blue. I heard it advertised. I thought it was a good idea.
When did you buy it?
2 years ago.
Okay. And just sum up the problem real quick, and we'll get somebody to work on it. And I have to take a break. Well, I don't want to rush you, but if you just go right to the problem, and then we'll do some background. What happened? What are you unhappy with?
Well, my transmission went out in my pickup. I took it to the GMC dealership where I bought it.
Yeah.
They put a new transmission in it, and they flat refused to pay.
Well, hold on. You left a lot out. Generally, they get a PO and other stuff, but let's take this break and we'll kind of think about where we left off on that.
And if anyone has questions on hormone replacement therapy, testosterone, estrogen, getting
GLP-1s.
older, anything that you want to talk about, we have Kimberly Cunningham with us from Cunningham Clinic, and she can answer them all. So stay tuned for more on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. By the way, with this hot weather, I want you to think of Apple Air, air with an E, applelair.com, a great family-run business. The father and sons and mom, they've been in business since 1988. Call them. It's Apple Air. That's air with an E, applelair.com.
Thank you.
Legacy means tomorrow, next week, next year matters. Hi folks, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Home Improvements. Since 1985, we focused on legacy. Here's our son Todd.
Stunning kitchens, baths, basements, windows and doors, and now for an 8% scheduling incentive and a special financing rate of 0% APR with 72 equal monthly payments, go to drhi.com. Dad?
Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. drhi.com.
You know, Mark was looking for an RV garage, something he could keep his RV in and other things. And Everybody we talk to in this business, they say, oh, we're from the factory. They always tell you they're from the factory, and that's an out-and-out lie. There aren't that many factories. But Mark hooked up with one, and we have since got to know and love them, and we refer them to everyone. GreatWesternBuildings.com. They are a true factory in Grand Junction, serving the entire country. In fact, they ship around the world. 100% American steel, guaranteed for life. So whether you need an RV garage like Mark has, or a giant airplane hangar, maybe you need a factory, a church, or just a garage or a barn, you can go to GreatWesternBuildings.com. Truly direct from the factory to you. GreatWesternBuildings.com.
All right.
Thank you.
Up this Thursday, 6:30 p.m. in Parker. It's at the Imagine Theater. It's 100% free movie event. You're going to love the movie if you're close to retirement. That's what we're going to be talking about is retirement, guaranteed income, bonuses, and an important part, long-term care. I hear what you're saying. Oh, this could be boring. I'll tell you what, we're buying the popcorn. We're buying the drinks. You're going to have a great time. It's a brand new theater, and there's going to be a raffle. In fact, 3 different raffles. But check the trailer out. If you got questions on retirement, want to learn about different products, including long-term care, get signed up for the movie 100% free this week. Go to mymoneymovie.com. Easy as that, mymoneymovie.com.
All right, this is working out so far.
How much time?
You're good now.
4.
Thank you.
And if you hit offline, Dee, do you want to show her offline? She can hear Tommy as well.
Slurp. You can hear Tom slurp his coffee and
all that stuff.
You want
flush twice and whatever else he does.
I don't have that button on my station, so
I have a better station than you do.
Dimitri's missing a button, he says.
Dimitri missing button.
See, I only have 2 buttons.
Dimitri, would you like to try the splitter so you can hear?
Maybe we could hook him up with some estrogen. He could grow that 3rd button.
Actually, he could.
I have one.
You do?
Yeah, but
Can
I
you?
thought you meant you were going to order one somewhere.
If you shot him up with enough estrogen, would he grow boobs?
You're just at Kimberly's volume.
Look at you.
That
You
way-
can transition now.
That way I won't have to get a
You
date.
can finally go to that level you've been waiting for.
I can be my own date.
You're a cheap date, too, I bet.
That's right. Heavy drinking one. Thanks a lot. That's
Actually,
very
I
nice.
didn't
I don't offer
hold. I'm still here. That's okay.
You're just at her
I'm
volume.
totally fine, but we don't
Instead of your own.
Okay, cool.
It's its own area of expertise, and I don't have the bandwidth to
We're
learn
on
a whole nother-
AM radio. I would suggest you stay away from that topic.
Well, we don't have the bandwidth to expand
Yeah.
our services. But
I'm
if-
saying I wouldn't even talk
okay.
about it. It's a very one-way leaning channel.
Probably.
It's your fault.
But I do get calls regularly. So I just sent Denver Health has a clinic for that, and that's where we send
I would think they would do that. Someone would specialize in just that.
What? I
There's a
missed
whole
it. Just what?
for transgender care.
Transgendering.
Oh.
I get called a lot because most of the people who seek that kind of medical care will use pellets.
Oh.
And so
Jeff
they'll
Vick specializes in
switch to
trannies.
you because I've heard good things about
People
you.
try to
and
put their
can-
kids on it?
No.
You're not allowed to do that anymore.
Okay, I didn't know.
No. But if somebody's
to
already
prison.
made all their choices and done all their surgeries and done all their things, and then they're sort
just
of
waiting.
they're done, but
Yeah.
they've moved to Denver or their doctor is retired or whatever, I'll get calls. Can you take over our care? So I don't actively I don't know how to do that, and then I can't maintain them either because there's lots of if you're born genetically one way and then we're going to have the body live a different way. There are some medical risks involved, particularly with heart health, and I don't know what to look for. I don't know what the tests are for. I don't know how to manage their cardiac scans. Like I just don't have the time to learn that. And Denver Health is a great clinic, so I just send them to Denver Health.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, we get calls monthly, sometimes weekly.
Really?
Yeah. Can we switch to you? Because they hear about us and they want to come, and I just can't. I don't have the know-how to do it.
Yeah.
Like I've seen.
It's a little out of your wheelhouse.
Well, people ask me to do stuff all the time. They're like, well, can you do my Botox for migraines? I'm like, no. Like, well, have you ever seen it? And I'm like, yeah. I've also seen an appendectomy. That in no way qualifies for me to take yours out. Like, I've seen lots of things. And I know who and where to call, but that doesn't make me an expert in it.
I think with
So I only do what I'm an expert
AI,
in. That's it.
I could probably do the surgery.
Yeah. And what I'm an expert in?
Yeah. Kind of like, you hear about
But
those.
outside of that, I'm like, nope.
especially dental work.
That's just one of those things. You have to learn it. Yeah.
You hear about those people who self-operated on their appendixes, like in the Antarctic, remember that? They would have a mirror set up, and then they would watch the mirror, and they would take out their own appendix and then sew everything back up.
You got to map the cranial nerves. You got to make sure there is.
That was not too long ago. I think that was about 20 years ago. A guy did that.
There's lots of different.
I pulled a tooth the day I got married. Had a bad tooth, and I yanked it out with some.
That's a little
hemostats.
different. He's saying he
I was
pulled
kind of
his own
drunk.
tooth.
All right, here we go.
Who pulled this over?
Shannon.
Oh.
I pulled it.
Blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Before we go on to our phone call, I do have a text for Kimberly Cunningham, and she's a nurse practitioner with us from Cunningham Clinic. They want to. This guy says that his friend has prostate cancer, and the doctor put him on a testosterone inhibitor. So he's saying, could taking additional testosterone be risky, since one of the first things they did was take the guy off of testosterone completely? I know there's a controversy surrounding that. What is the deal when it comes to, why do people say, oh, testosterone, it will promote cancer? Why do they say that?
So there's a couple of things there. Some prostate cancers, let's just go to possibly this patient's specifics. Very few, but some prostate cancers are actually what's called androgen positive or testosterone positive. You would not, that means that testosterone could be food for that particular tumor. So while that person is undergoing treatment for that, you would want to take away any food source. That's also include sugar and alcohol and sometimes B vitamins, unless they put the chemotherapy in the B vitamins. So it just depends on that particular person's cancer morphology. So if testosterone is food for that particular tumor, we want to take it away. And so in that situation, that person is on a testosterone blocker. And then whether or not I gave them testosterone, which would not be appropriate, I wouldn't do that. But even if I did, it's blocked anyway. So the testosterone, he is still able to produce himself, is blocked. And then if you were to give him any exogenous or outside sources, they would be blocked anyway.
So it'd be a waste of money.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it.
Yeah, but what I'm asking is, if Joe Blow comes in and gets testosterone treatments, does that promote cancer in some way? I heard it actually can protect you.
So initially, then I forget his name, but the physician who published this actually won a, I think it was a Nobel Prize in Science for it, but it was, I believe, in the 50s or earlier. There was a three-men publication, two of which were lost to follow-up, and the third one died shortly thereafter, of men with prostate cancer who received testosterone. And based on that, propagated this myth that men should not get testosterone as they age because of the risk of prostate cancer. So Abe Morgentaler and Mo Cara are two just famous American urologists, and they're both fantastic. And one of them actually went to, I believe it was Harvard, dug through the bowels of Harvard and found the original actual papers that were submitted, and found oh my gosh, it's only 3 men. 2 were lost to follow-up, and the third one died like 3 weeks after he got his testosterone. So there's no actual data ever anywhere that testosterone causes prostate cancer. And you're right, Tom, it's looking like it's protective. And if you think about it, if testosterone caused prostate cancer, 17-year-old boys whose testosterone is as high as it's ever going to be in their life would be getting prostate cancer.
Of course.
And prostate cancer is a disease of aging when we are losing our hormones.
It kind of reminds me of July 8th, 2002. Do you know what that date was?
No.
Well, that's when basically the WHI, the U.S. government, stopped all these trials on women with HRT.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that was the exact
date. And they
date,
said breast cancer, heart disease, strokes. So we got to stop it or all these women are going to die.
And
but then as time has gone by, we found out
completely debunked.
Hormones are protective. They're 100%. Protective. And we'll get into that. I want to go back to Arlie real quick. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's another prostate piece in there.
Yeah.
And this is same thing with Morgentaler and Mo Cara's data, looking at prostate receptor site saturation. So if you look at total testosterone, and we now know that free testosterone is better for dosing, but let's just look at the total testosterone he has in his blood. If his total testosterone is above about 280, and in my practice we just go with 300, so I got a little buffer there, the entirety of the receptor sites in the prostate are filled. So if he comes in with any kind of prostate issue, Now, if he's going through cancer treatment, I always defer to the urologist. But let's say it's an enlarged prostate, or we're working on some other issues, or we're concerned because there's a history of prostate cancer in the family. If his total testosterone is above 300 on a blood test, whatever I give him above that makes no difference on his prostate whatsoever. So I can make the rest of his body a whole lot healthier.
Right.
And then we can deal with the prostate issues directly. But unless he's going to be chemically castrated and cut off from all testosterone, whatever I'm going to give him if we're starting at a point of over 300 is just going to make the rest of him age and progress better.
So we're going to talk more on this. I know that we have some other questions coming in by text, and we want you to call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466, or 303-713-TALK. Arlie, Mark mentioned before the break that there's a whole bunch missing. Usually, here's what happens. You have an issue with your car. You take it to a mechanic. The mechanic diagnoses it. That's on you. And then they call the endurance service contractor, whoever has the service contract, for authorization. So, Arlie, did this service garage or repair shop, did they diagnose it and then submit it to endurance for approval?
They diagnosed it, and evidently they did not call endurance.
Well, this is all on them and you.
Yeah, they're not. Then they won't pay for it if they did not have a chance to examine it. How much did it cost? How much did this cost?
$11,000.
Oh my God.
Well,
first of all, Jeff Vick, and I'm just guessing, probably could have done that at about half the price.
What did you have
he
done?
He would have known to call. More importantly,
what did you have done, Arlie, for $11,000?
Tranny.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. You went about it the wrong way. If you look at your contract, it's Arlie, there's no way they're going to pay that. Dude, when they never had a chance to examine it.
You are stuck like Chuck. This will go nowhere. We can call anybody in the world, and if I was a warranty company, I would deny it as well. I have no opportunity to look at it. I'm simply not going to pay it because that's not how it works.
Yeah, I mean, how do they know you even needed one? How do we know that the shop, maybe you just needed part of it? Arlie, I really hate telling you this, but truly, what Mark has said is true. You're stuck like Chuck. I don't know where you got that, where they got that, Mark, but it's pretty clever. Anyway, here's the bottom line. Seriously, Arlie, you can't take a thing to a shop, a truck, spend $11,000, and then after the fact say, oh, by the way, endurance, you need to pay this. That's not the procedure. That garage shouldn't have done that. Did you tell them you had an endurance contract when you took it there?
Yes, I did. And my knowledge was that they called and presented them with the problem and the price.
And okay, does the shop say they got approval? Did they get approval?
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Arlie. We got a serious problem. Here's what I want to do, okay? What deputies do we have on today? Suze or Axe? Who do we have working today?
We have Chopper today. We have Dimitri
Chopper's
in
excellent. Yeah, Chopper's excellent. He's excellent with car stuff. So here's what I want to do. I want Chopper to find out from the garage that did the service, that spent $11,000 of your money, that did the repair. I want him to find out, how did they go about it? Did they call endurance? Did an adjuster come out?
Did they even know?
Because with a repair that's going to be, what would you say, Mark? A repair over $1,000 or $2,000, they're going to send an adjuster, right?
Yeah, generally over $2,000 for sure.
Okay, so hold on. Let's give this to Deputy Chopper. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Dan, you can pose your question. We'll have Kimberly answer it after the break. What's going on with you, Dan?
Pretty much the same thing with the doctor basically saying that testosterone at my age isn't necessarily a good idea. It's actually the body's way of protecting itself by losing testosterone.
All right, we're going to talk about that. You got to hang on, Dan. I was told the same thing, and I'm going to go over something really quickly with Kimberly, too. What people mean when they say your testosterone is normal. You go, because that is a weird thing to say, and I'll explain it to you coming up. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Get your most beautiful your Italian porcelain. That's right, imported direct from Italy for the best prices ever. for a total beautiful combination. It's a walk-in shower. You don't need that combination tub shower anymore. Get a beautiful walk-in shower. Listen to this, 2 or 3 days to do it. And it's totally custom. And then you have a year to pay with no interest and no payments. RenewHomeInnovations.com, 303-904-2000.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
Yeah, we've had a crash on I-25 northbound getting into downtown. It's just up past 6th Avenue. It looks like the left lane blocked. It is backed up to about Broadway or so. A little tight stop and go there. Push right if you're stuck in that jam. And we do have the east side of I-70 recovering after an earlier crash near Havana. All lanes are open there. 270 still a little slow, as well as I-76 with some construction work around Federal, heading west over towards Sheridan. An accident that popped up just a short time ago at Arapahoe and Himalaya. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
I love great companies, and I love representing them, like Excel Roofing or Gravina's Windows. Excel, listen to this, EXCEL, like you say, excellent, EXCEL, excelroofing.com, has a tool on the front page of their website where you can get a price for your roof. Now, if you're self-paying because you're selling or buying a home, you want to know that. Even if your insurance company is replacing it, you can get the price, excelroofing.com. But here's what's better. With Excel Roofing, you never pay a cent, not 1 penny, not a cent until you're content. And they'll do a complete, detailed contract so you know exactly what you need and exactly what to submit to insurance. And by the way, don't call insurance first. Call Excel for an inspection of your roof. It's free with no obligation. And they don't even have a penalty clause. And they don't take a penny. Are you getting the picture? You're completely safe with excelroofing.com. Now let's talk about Gravina's. In business more than 65 years. It was started by Granddad, taken over by Larry, and now Nick, the grandson. And Nick is he's a definite expert when it comes to windows, 50 lines of windows. They also do siding and doors. And you know what? They're great. 950 West Evans, a family tradition, a trademarked name, Gravina's, 950 West Evans. And listen to this, they also have whatever you need in windows, not just one brand, 50. Did you hear me? 303 Gravina, 303 Gravina, or gravinas.com.
Yep. And it also has these buttons in the sun visor that open my garage doors.
Sweet.
Dude,
that's funny. My car just opens our garage door without even doing anything.
Yeah.
It just knows.
Yeah.
And it pulls in by itself and closes the garage door.
Does it pull out by itself?
Can your car fit at least 3 adults in the trunk?
No.
3 dead bodies.
And that's comfortably. And by the way, that's
It was not made for mafia.
What was the cannoli comment?
What'd you say about the cannoli, Shannon?
Take the cannoli, leave the gun. Well, you said it pulls in.
The gun.
Does it pull out
That's
automatically?
Sopranos, right?
No, that was
The Martinos.
It wasn't the Sopranos?
What's the one with that one guy?
The one guy?
Oh boy, that's gonna.
That one guy, Vinny? What's the one with Vinny?
There's Goodfellas.
Oh, Goodfellas.
That was Goodfellas? Oh, yeah, that was Ray Liotta.
That's the guy.
That was a great.
Told you it was
Who's
with
the
that
short guy that was also in all the Home Alone movies?
I like Casino better, though.
Casino is
Casino's
so
great.
much better. Casino is awesome.
I want to go out.
When they beat the hell out of the small guy and bury him and his brother out in the desert, it is like, wow. How many of those holes are out there?
Yeah, it's a pretty creepy.
I want to go for a ride in your. No one driving it. Tesla.
Even Mr. Dimitri was very impressed.
I was very impressed.
For him to be impressed with technology is crazy.
From,
Can you
my cousin
program it
Vinny.
to just come,
That was
go
his.
and come on
That was
back?
his magnum opus.
What?
Can you program it to, I imagine, to go
so
and
good.
come back?
It inspired me to start suing.
To go and come back.
Start what?
Well,
to
Take
start
a test
suing and
drive,
going
I
to
was
court.
saying.
Yeah.
yeah, you can program. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You just tell it where to go.
Yeah.
You can talk to it or however you want to tell it.
When the show restarts, get
kinda
But
like
yes, but you have to be in the driver's
you
seat.
won't hear
Even though you
all of
won't
their
do anything, you still
Got it.
have to be in there.
Okay.
Soon that won't be true. Probably, maybe the end of this year, next year.
It's like a quad chopper. You can just give it waypoints.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was very impressive. That thing drove well. It sped, but it drove well, and it merged correctly, and it yielded to traffic.
I know. I have so many of them challenging me on a Rapido road all the time. You know.
Oh, you would be nothing on my car. I wouldn't even see you.
No,
I wouldn't even see you. Literally, you'd be so far back, it's crazy.
We're going to go from here to Cheyenne.
Now, when you're driving,
Well, that could be an issue.
Like
No,
a big
wait.
race?
How many miles is Cheyenne?
What's happening?
About 109, I think.
Oh, it's nothing. I get almost
How do you know
400
when you're
miles.
Don't you get a warning though after 90?
you'll hear somebody
go a certain speed, start talking,
No.
rats you off.
Where?
It doesn't.
Only on here. Okay.
On self-driving, you can't go over 85.
Even though it says off.
But without, I mean, I can go 150 from here to Wyoming.
offline means it's.
If I figure out how to do a charger, that'll be my next.
But I,
When the program comes back, you'll still hear the intro music.
I would say I'm embarrassed to tell you that I am homeless.
but I don't have to hit this. It'll automatically happen.
You'll still hear the show offline, but if you don't want to hear those guys talking,
Gotcha.
that's because
That's all right. My fault.
Sure.
talking about porn.
Stop it.
But in there,
They do.
no.
You got that right.
You know, I treat a lot of.
We don't know what goes on in there.
Sexual wellness and sexual dysfunction, and people can have whatever.
Yeah,
life
it's
they
fine.
You
want.
haven't heard the language in here yet.
Wow. We're all behaving.
I know.
Mark had to get bleeped out just last week.
Oh, you
I heard
cussed
he
on
was
the
getting
air last
bleeped.
week.
Hey,
I
Chopper.
have no idea. I don't remember.
Yes, sir.
I think
I just want to make sure. I want to see if that garage really did call that warranty company and get approval.
Yes, I'm waiting
After
for the
sexual
info
activity.
from.
Yeah.
Not before. It wasn't lube.
All right. Thanks.
I replaced your
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the show. Stem Cell Therapy, DenverRegen.com. By the way, I had stem cell therapy done there. Love it. And by the way, we're talking about health today, and we do have a question. Dan said he had a question for Kimberly. Kimberly Cunningham from Cunningham Clinic. And basically, his doctors said some nonsense about testosterone causing cancer. And we'll let Dan ask Kimberly a direct question. But here's what I want to say. I went into a doctor who said, oh, yeah, your testosterone's normal. And I said, what do you mean? And I said, I'm being told it's low. And here's the difference. Optimum is different than normal because it's completely normal for people to have, let's say, gray hair. And it's normal to have certain arthritis. It's normal when you're older to get certain ailments. It doesn't mean that you should accept it. So even though the number might be so-called normal for your age, you don't want normal for your age. You want optimum. You want the best for you, Dan. So go ahead and ask Kimberly whatever you need to.
Hi, Dan.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Okay.
My doctor just basically said that losing testosterone as you age is actually the body's way of protecting itself from dying. I don't necessarily buy that, but I'm also not 100% positive either. I really like her.
Sure.
But and she's never tested me or anything like that. I just happened to inquire about it a few months ago, and that's what she had told me.
Well,
I'm just curious what your thoughts are.
Sure. First of all, I didn't go to magic school, so I always test. And I always want to know what your numbers are. So if somebody comes in and says they think their whatever is low, we're going to get a lab. And then the second thing is I'm not going to let LabCorp dictate what's healthy for you. So LabCorp, if you ever get your labs, you have, there's the whole list on the page, and then way off to the right is this reference range. And it's what's expected to find in someone your gender and your age as compared to, in Denver, hospitalized men and women your age at Denver Health. So the actual reference range for LabCorp Denver is populated by a man your age who's in the hospital. That's not what I'm trying to make you. I want you to be about a 30-year-old version of yourself. So we know that recently there was this giant FDA-mandated trial called the Traverse trial. And the Traverse trial was looking at, is testosterone contributing to major adverse cardiac events? because there's a couple of old studies about 15, 20 years ago where the data is really corrupted. In fact, one of the study, 20% of it was women. So it's just not a study on men and adverse events. And so this Traverse trial was looking at FDA mandated over 5,000 men who were at risk for cardiovascular disease. And if you put them on testosterone, did they have worse cardiovascular disease? These weren't general population. They had or were expected to have cardiovascular disease. And this FDA mandated trial proved that testosterone therapy does not increase major adverse cardiac events.
Did it help?
Some of the data showed a reduction, but that wasn't the purpose of the trial. It's called a non-inferiority trial. And that was the beginning of getting the black box warnings taken off and the beginnings of, so there, the two urologists I mentioned earlier testified for the FDA back in December to try to get testosterone taken off the controlled substance list. So that's what we're trying to do at this point. So we're trying to get the handcuffs off of therapy options for people if they are appropriate to receive it.
You know, you're making me think of something a little outside the box here. If you take a GLP-1, it's peptide, and it basically makes your body create whatever in order to tell your brain you're full. I mean, really, is there anything? Well, hold on. Is there anything? I already know there is, but I don't know if it works. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Kisspeptin. You take that, then it tells your body it's a peptide, and it triggers your body to create testosterone on its own. Is there different avenues besides taking a shot or a pellet or a pill?
Oh, sure.
So, but does that work as well, or do you know about those things?
Yeah, I'm peptide certified as well. So, and I know about Kisspeptin. I don't reach for it. I don't think it's a very elegant solution. So if you're going to take testosterone because your testosterone has fallen and you're symptomatic, and we have a conversation about it, is this right for you? And again, I'm not trying to make you super physiologic. We're not going to become bodybuilders from the 1980s. This is not the goal. The goal is, can I put your body back in a physiological state that it was in around age 30? And so if a man still wants to preserve fertility, we're going to have a different conversation, because any testosterone exogenously or outside of the body given, whether that's the pill you take 4 times a day, whether that's the shot you do. Right now it's prescribed 1 time a week. In my practice, we do it 3 times a week. We split the dose so you don't have highs and lows. Whether it's a pellet you do every 5 months, whether it's a cream you do twice a day. So whatever the delivery method for testosterone, if we're giving you exogenous testosterone, it can impair spermatogenesis. And in a very few percentage of men, that's permanent. So if we're trying to maintain fertility, one of the things I look at is the lab called the LH, or the luteinizing hormone. And that's the brain telling the testes, make more testosterone. So if you make your own testosterone, you get lots of sperm. So if we're trying to preserve fertility, we'll look at the LH. We'll look at, is that low? Is there a possibility of increasing the signal? And that's going to be Clomid or enclomiphene. And those are prescription medications that are usually covered by insurance. So for a younger man or any man who wants to preserve fertility at any age, if we're going that route, I'll use one of those prescriptions and see if we can get there via more signal instead of just replacing. But in a man who's not trying to preserve fertility, their family's complete, they don't want to have more kids, the most elegant solution is just to go for the testosterone.
Yeah, and I would think the pellet, just from what you explained, I did the BioT pellets a while back. I'm going to get back on them. In fact, I don't even know why I stopped them, honestly. But I'll tell you what's crazy. They tried, I didn't like going in. Okay, I'll say this. I think it's a little barbaric how they put those pellets in.
Not if you had Kimberly do it, you wouldn't even know it was happening.
Well, okay, fair enough. But they tried to put me, well, they didn't try. They put me on a, what are they called? Troches that kind of melt in your mouth. It's a medication.
Oh, those are terrible. You got to do it like every 3 hours.
They're crazy. You'd have to take one, like you said, every 5 hours.
Too short of a half-life. And it atrophies your gum. You could lose your teeth.
Why would anybody want a shot 3 times a week when you can get a pellet that lasts 3 to 5 months?
Well, but more importantly, Mark...
No, but who would? Like, seriously, who would want that?
Well, the people who would want that are the ones who don't know the alternative. With a pellet, you have a nice, even release.
I know, that's what I'm saying, D. Why would anybody want a shot?
Because they weren't given the alternative, or else they weren't explained.
But by the way, I mean this sincerely.
Okay.
I got to say this. It's all in the technique. I swear to God, when she does my pellets, Mark, I used to feel every movement, everything. I feel nothing, and there's no pain afterwards.
Okay, listen, just full disclosure, I don't feel anything either when I'm getting mine. I made the mistake of watching them give Suzanne a pellet. And when I saw how it was done, all of a sudden I felt everything. So don't ever watch.
We got to take this break. Diana's next with a towing issue. Diana, please hang on, and we'll get right to you right after this.
Yep.
Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, we've had a crash on I-25 northbound getting into downtown. It's just up past 6th Avenue. It looks like the left lane blocked. It is backed up to about Broadway or so. A little tight stop and go there. Push right if you're stuck in that jam. And we do have the east side of I-70 recovering after an earlier crash near Havana. All lanes are open there. 270 still a little slow, as well as I-76 with some construction work around Federal heading west over towards Sheridan. An accident that popped up just a short time ago at Arapahoe and Himalaya. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Oof, shocking time to lose a whole strut.
Ugh, comedy is not your thing, but I do know that Rock Auto has what I need to fix it.
With parts shipped right to your door. No kidding.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Hey, EuroplumbingColorado.com has the best prices on all plumbing jobs. Just try them out, put them to the test. They also do repiping of your entire house with PEX Plumbing, which is a lifetime plumbing. You can get prices on the internet. Just go to EuroplumbingColorado.com, or you can call them and get pricing. 720-500-3000. They do the entire operation from beginning to end. Check out the website, EuroplumbingColorado.com. Hey, Frank Duran, the real estate man, is offering a very valuable service. Of course, if you list with Frank, you can't go wrong. But he is doing a free market analysis of your home to see what it will sell for. It's detailed. It takes into consideration the entire marketplace and the interest rates and supply and demand and your comparables. So call Frank Duran for this free evaluation. There are no strings attached. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Yep.
What if she's
I'll be right back.
Oh, I
see. You don't have to.
Then she can't wear a bra because the boobs hurt.
Yeah.
And so it's way too much estrogen if she starts.
Because you don't know where she's at.
The ovaries are like, I'm done. Surprise, I'm not done. And then they do this it's hormone whack-a-mole in perimenopause. So I would probably use a short acting, but we've changed how we do it because of the shortage. So now we'll pellet at 6 months without a period instead of 12. Because she's already on a cream or a patch but they can't. They're rationing. They're supposed to be twice a week patches, and they're giving him one a week. Like, what does she do the rest of the week? It's insane. I mean, these women are calling every day like, oh my God, because they're going through rapid withdrawal. Because they're out, and they're not going to fix the shortage until summer of 2027. We're a year away from the shortage being gone.
Jeez. Why is that?
Because the black box warning got dropped.
Oh.
Because the WHI completely got, finally,
I got you.
Women can have it. And so doctors don't think. They're like, well, the black box warning is gone, so now it's safe. It's not any magically different than it was 2 years ago. Like, why are you read for yourself? That bothers me. But I teach BioT certification, so I helped write the current slide deck for it. I'm flying to Atlanta this weekend to go teach that class. So, yeah.
And it's amazing the different size pellets. Like, my pellet would be 10 times bigger than hers.
That's because, it's
I
double.
think it was 10 times.
It's double the size of the largest female. But that's because it takes about 10 times the amount of testosterone for men than it does for women.
I mean, like, physically, it looked like it was 10 times bigger, no?
The highest women's pellet size is 100 milligrams. Most of the men's are 200 milligrams. If you're on the 5-month track, I can use the T100, the smaller ones, for couples. And I do this a lot in couples who travel extensively. They're both retired. They're just going to go all the time. So they need to be on the same day.
Yeah.
Smaller pellets, greater surface area. I give them less dose. The area under the curve spikes up sooner. And so they're on the same day.
And then I'll tell you, how long you've been on pellets?
Last week it was 6 years.
That's not bad.
11 years.
Yeah, well, I was going to say one of the things that people run into is the scar tissue. All of a sudden, depending on where you're putting the pellet, you might run out of places.
I haven't run out of places with anybody yet.
Okay.
Even me, and I make
Mark, I
terrible
think you
scar
went to the wrong provider.
If it was
That
10
hasn't-
times bigger, if they inserted a chiclet in your ass, and now you got scar tissue all over your butthole, then you know, I have a feeling, dude.
It was like a Tic Tac.
Yeah, it should be a Tic Tac, not a chiclet.
Also, for men now, we use the flank, the love handle.
What does that mean?
Your love handle. Right?
So for women,
Oh.
so women, we do.
Mine were always every other cheek, every 3
but
months
it's
or
like
whatever.
high on the butt, low on the hip. That's perfect for women. Women just have a thicker fat pad there because that's designed to counterbalance a pregnancy. Men have a much thicker fat pad over the kidneys because evolutionarily you're more likely to fall out of a tree or get trampled by a saber-toothed tiger or something. And so you need to protect your kidneys more than your balance because you typically wouldn't have a.
Got it.
So it's just a much easier landing zone, and it's a nice thick fat pad, and they go on beautifully. I can put them anywhere. I have a woman in a wheelchair. They go on the back of her arm. She doesn't have to get out of her wheelchair to get her pellets, so she gets them in her back of her arm.
It seems like the ass would be the best,
I've
though,
got some
honestly.
people who get a belly placement.
Belly
For
sounds like it'd be
a
horrible.
few different reasons. No, because there's I got a guy in a wheelchair, and now I put them in his belly. He doesn't have to get out of his wheelchair, and he's doing great. He's recovering from a really nasty herniation in his lumbar spine at multiple levels, and he's got some residual paralysis that's actually improving. We're doing some exosome therapy for him. He's doing HRT. He's doing a GLP-1 as well.
Search Sports.
Hi, Tom Martino here, along with Major Marc Mager, and we have Kimberly Cunningham from the Cunningham Clinic with us in the studio. Right now, though, we're going to switch gears real quick. Diana, we'll get started on your problem with the towing company. What is going on, Diana?
Okay, so I believe that they are charging me too many miles for towing.
Now, what?
And
Tell me,
I
was
live
this
in
a volunteer? Was this a tow where you called the company?
I called State Farm roadside assistance.
Okay.
And I got the lady that answered.
Yeah.
And she wanted me to pay by credit card before they would send any towing person to come and get me. So
Okay.
he said that I was broke down on Pena Avenue.
Uh-huh.
And Pena Boulevard. I was about 2 miles from the airport when I broke down.
Okay.
And I was also broke down next to the closest shuttle to the airport. But
Okay, so
anyway,
where did
and I
they
was at
where did they
mile
tow you?
marker
Where did
close.
they tow you?
Okay, they towed me from.
Just tell me about how many,
they
in
went
other words,
through-
how many miles do you think you should have been? How many miles are they billing you for? I'm trying to get the difference here.
Yeah, okay. I figure that it should have been 32.5, and they're saying that it was 38.9 miles that they told me.
You're calling about a 6 mile difference?
How much is it in dollars? What's the difference in fees between 32 miles and 38 miles?
Yeah, well, I think that they were charging me about $8 a mile.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Isn't your insurance covering this or not? Your insurance doesn't cover it?
Well, it's State Farm. The towing lady that I talked to on the phone said State Farm will cover the first 14 miles, and that I wanted it towed to an auto place in Wheat Ridge. I didn't want it towed way across town to the auto place way over 30 miles from me.
Why? Okay. Why did it get towed to a place you didn't want? I got to ask you that
Hold on,
coming
we're
up.
going to be right back.
What if?
Very nice.
Hey, Chopper.
He's not there. He's making a call, Tom.
Okay. I don't
They're already
understand.
calling my clinic.
Really?
Yeah, they've gotten 3 calls already today.
Oh my God! Congratulations.
So thank you for having me.
Kimberly. And we're just finishing the first hour.
Yeah.
What's that? I missed it.
She already got 3 calls at the
Calls.
clinic.
New patients.
Yeah, but they're all from Tom.
Yeah.
In 1 hour.
I need more pellets,
Is
please.
APOE, I'm looking at your memberships. Those are really interesting. But the APOE, is that the
Alzheimer's risk?
You know, I carry I went through that 23andMe and I carry 2 of the 4.
Yeah, I will.
With real cream?
Of the
Sure. Actually, I'd rather have half and half, but
Let me tell you, sister, that no thank you. That sent me down some bunny holes. Let me look at my thing so I can be more accurate with you.
No, we're good. That changes. Whenever you want to talk about you, I'm ready because I've got a lot to talk about. Because that just changed something.
Where's my health?
I did a genetic test to see if I was susceptible to any sexually transmitted diseases. I did a 69andMe.
Oh, funny.
There you go.
Oh my God, Shannon. Oh my God, you're a nut. Said he did a 69andMe.
Very
Shannon
specific.
you're missing out if you're not
it's
hearing
very
his.
specific genetic testing.
Your what?
It's very
Oh, hang on.
specific. Is she hearing me in offline?
Offline.
It's very specific genetic testing to see if I have any potential for STDs. That's all.
Good to know. So you carry 2 alleles.
Yeah, and I'm looking. They've changed their. I haven't looked at it in a long time.
It's genetic. It'll never change.
Oh no, I just meant to clarify with you exactly what it said.
Although my percentages on Ancestry and stuff with 23andMe fluctuates. When I go back and look at it, it's up or down by 1% or something.
Oh really?
Mine
Yeah, I
keeps
don't know
getting
what-
more and more the same every time. I thought I was like a sock drawer, a little bit of everything, and my 23andMe was all British Isles, and then it became all Scottish, and now it's like 99 point something % Edinburgh, which means
Wow.
my family tree doesn't fork.
You're not the juniper?
I was like all Edinburgh, and we've been there twice, and both times I knew my way around the first time I got there. So I do have some sort of DNA map.
Nice. Well, that's how pigeons get around.
I
Well
thought
done.
it gave me one.
there's this kid that was on.
2 copies of the E4. Does that help you? Or make
Oh yeah, I
sense
already.
to you?
Yeah, I have a whole.
There
Whenever
was
you're
this
ready,
kid
we
that
can
was
do a
on
whole
Hannity,
evaluation.
and he started taking testosterone instead of natural weight.
Wasn't it
lifting
14?
At 14 years old.
Oh, that's a terrible
and
time.
he's built like a fucking brick shithouse. Excuse my French.
You got to be really careful with exogenous testosterone before the age of 25, because you can actually shut down testosterone production in the testes.
I don't know how
permanently.
old he is now. Well, let me tell you, a lot of these kids now
Is this
don't want
somebody
kids.
you know?
No, it's one of the stories on Fox.
A colleague of mine started taking kids when they were 18, because at 17 they were twin boys. They did a stack, is what it's called, stack of anabolic steroids from their football coach. Mom and dad didn't know about it.
Ooh.
Lots of legalities about that, but basically they will be on testosterone replacement therapy for life and probably now infertile.
How old are they? Are they your age? You said.
No, they started. I don't treat them, but my colleague started treating them. I mean, this was 10 years ago. At that point, they were 18.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So the boys are 28 now, I'm sure, but they're probably infertile.
Well,
You can't do testosterone until you're fully matured, and for males, that's around age 25. And then you can't do testosterone until you're done having children, because there's
Under
a
most circumstances.
small percentage where you might completely impair spermatogenesis. So I had a patient for a long time where he banked sperm because he had premature
what's happening.
testicular failure. So he went and banked a bunch of sperm, and then we did his TRT, just in case. But
Oh, yeah,
he was heading for
probably.
infertility
God
anyway.
Damn it. Do you mind coming up and grabbing him? I'm stuck in
And
K-House.
he moved to Texas, so I transferred his care to another provider.
Love
But
you,
he's
bud.
doing great. When he moved to Texas, the sperm was still here on ice because it was cheaper to store it here than there. I have no idea how they'll send it to wherever he is at some point, but that's on them. I don't do fertility.
Yeah.
I partner really well with fertility, but I don't. But that's what we had him do. Yeah, his sperm count was way low, obviously, because he had premature testicular failure. So
Wow. Wow.
He felt great when I tuned him up. He was amazing. I mean, it was like I watched somebody age 20 years in reverse before my eyes in about 3 months. It was unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
You take away testosterone, that's an old man.
I'm sorry, one more time. And same for women, though.
Absolutely. Women lose testosterone around age 35. They might get it checked when they go into menopause. It's like 20
Hey,
years to
Mark.
Yeah, man.
What do you do with Diana when she's quibbling over 6 miles? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Well, let's see. It's probably $2 a mile.
She said $8.
We could send her $12.
6 times 8.
it's
She said it was 8 miles.
Well,
so
if we
it's
each chip in,
$48.
You want to call us back so we can get a better signal?
I don't know. It's interesting.
You know,
let's hear her out.
Yeah, it would be really good if we could try to even.
I mean, if they truly did charge her an extra $50,
yeah,
and she's sure of the mileage,
yeah, let's figure
that's
that
a
out.
problem.
Yeah.
Here's what she's not taking into account.
Is that you, Tammy?
That truck had to go to the next exit, turn around, and then come back.
Maybe that is a deal.
Oh, yeah. Look at you being all smart over there. See, he is right sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah. Well, you're assuming right now he's right. We're going to ask her that. And God help him
She won't know.
if the truck didn't have to go and turn around.
Yeah, she broke down.
It was
right.
a Walmart parking lot.
She said Pena Boulevard.
I got more meat sticks.
I just ate one. That was so nice of you. Thank you.
Yes.
I love these things.
Yes, Kimberly.
I find them kind of bland.
They are bland.
Yeah, they're bland.
Did you get your email over to Tom?
I think so.
The one,
I will
okay.
say, the Slim
Did you want a meat
Jims,
stick?
although they're horrible for you,
I've got a power bar.
they do
Okay.
taste very interesting, and you do kind of crave them.
Why do you think they're
What's
horrible
that?
for you?
If you look at the ingredients, they're just not as good as like what you just ate, which is like beef. The ingredients in there is like all kinds of shit. Go read the ingredients of a Slim Jim.
No,
It's not great.
No,
Okay. I kind of wondered why you today when I thought.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm
and
Tom
Major
Martino.
Marc Mager.
I'm sorry. And now it's my fault. Anyway, Major Marc Mager, Tom Martino. We got a special guest. I want to tell you this hour brought to you by waterpros.net. You will never find the water systems that he has, the quality and the prices. The prices are unbelievable. A whole house, listen to this, whole house water softener, $1,800 fully installed. That is incredible. Put them to the test. You will never find better prices. Even reverse osmosis drinking water at the kitchen sink. Never buy bottled water again. That's $1,100 fully installed. So the whole house softener, $1,800. Are you kidding? 303-862-5554, 862-5554, waterpros.net. And I'm sure our guest, Kimberly Cunningham, knows the value of good water, good food, good nutrition, exercise. She handles it all. And I know we're talking about hormone replacement therapy, and that's a big part of her business. But man, to call it hormone replacement, she does so much more. I mean, when you go to Cunningham Clinic and they go over your blood work and you're doing hormone replacement, she'll talk about everything and say, here's what you need to do. I recommend this. This is a good supplement. This isn't. I mean, it's way more than just testosterone pellets. Now, I don't mean to downplay hormones, but the approach she has is on your entire life. And with me being a cancer survivor and going through that, God, she has so many wonderful recommendations on preventing relapse or a reoccurrence and how to fortify your body and defend against these things. So again, Kimberly, I'm not going to take away from your hormone replacement, but my goodness, the breadth of what you do and how deep you go is as much as a person wants. And it's not like, You pay extra for that. That you just go there and talk to her, and she never rushes in and rushes out. And I call that the total care package. That's what I call it. Anyway, that's Cunningham Clinic, and we're going to talk more to her. But right now we're with Diana, and it all boils down to this. Diana called State Farm. They called a tow truck. She was stuck on the side of the road. She was towed, she said, about 32 miles, and they're charging her for about 36 miles. That's a difference of about $50. Is that what it boils down to? $50, Diana, or is there something more about this job?
Well, it's more like 6 miles because the lady said I was 30. It was going to be 38.9 miles.
All right.
And she said I was 8.9 miles away from DIA, and I know I was only like 2 miles away from DIA.
So, and what does it all boil down to? How much difference? How much is the difference in dollars?
I think they charged me $50 or more too much.
Okay. What do they say when you bring that up to them?
I talked to somebody with customer service, and I told her that I wanted an itemized statement that told the pickup fee, or the hookup fee.
Yeah.
And I wanted, I also wanted to know how many miles State Farm paid for, and I wanted to know how many miles I paid for.
And did they send you that?
And so they haven't. No, I talked to them. Okay, this happened. I broke down July 10th on a Friday. They have not. She said that she was going to have her case manager call me, and that was Thursday the 16th, last Thursday.
Yeah.
And she said the case manager will call you in 24 to 48 hours.
Okay.
Case manager has not called me yet.
All right.
But
do you have a name and number of somebody you talked to last that we can call for you?
I don't know the person's name, but I have their number.
Good. Okay.
It was a customer service
Mark,
person.
I think in all of our years, honest to God, I'm serious about this. I don't think we've ever had a problem where somebody metered the miles and complained about being charged for too many miles. I don't even know what we do with it. Like, how do we prove? I mean, I don't even know what she does. I would say if we can't get anywhere, Deputy D, would this be something for Small Claims Corp? It's only $50. I mean, isn't that going to cost her $50 to get it in court?
Yeah, look, how about this? How about I call the towing company and just ask them to take 5 miles off the bill?
I think that's the way to handle it.
I mean, let's
Diana,
see if we can get
I assume you're on a really fixed budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and Diana, what we're going to try to get your bill reduced. Let's see what Deputy D can do. What is the name of the tow company?
It was Agero Roadside Assistance.
I think I think we're all guilty of this. In fact, I think a lot of people listening are guilty of this too. You're thinking $50, oh man, that's nothing. There's a lot of people out there.
No,
that $50,
I know.
That could be literally her week's worth of groceries. or something.
I get it totally. But what I'm saying is not that it's only $50. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is,
you're not saying
how do you go about, Mark? How do you even go about starting to prove your case? I mean,
well, I think D's going to be able to get through to him in a very nice way. He solved problems. He solved a pretty good one with a pizza one time.
Yeah, let's see what we can do. Because, Diana, by the way, how do you know how many miles? Did you go back and measure? I'm curious about that. Because you did mention specifically 13 point, you said it was 32.5 miles. So how do you know it was 32.5? Did you go back and measure?
Okay, I know because the car was towed to 3850 Kipling. I live at 39th and Moore. I live a half a mile from 3850 Kipling.
Okay.
I've gone to that auto place many times, and I know it's a half a mile. And I also know from my house...
What was the other address? 3850 Kipling to where?
She was explaining to us how she calculated it.
Yeah, but hold on. What are the two addresses? I want to actually look at the mileage myself. 3850 Kipling to where?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, okay, that was from DIA.
Well, DIA, my God, is like 100 acres.
But where? Were you right
massive.
at the airport?
I was off of Tip. Okay, my daughter took a Google pin shot to send my other daughter to show her where we were at, broke down. And so the Google pin shot shows that I was 2 miles away from the airport.
You know, Dimitri said something interesting. They might have had to go up past somewhere, then back to you, which could easily make up for 6 miles. But regardless, let's call over there. The semantics
yeah, now
are
I'm interested.
dumb.
Now I'm interested. So you're saying that the pin showed you 2 miles away from DIA, and if you measure DIA to your place and subtract 2 miles, it comes to 32.5 miles.
But Tom, however, that doesn't take into account you can't just drive from the pin to her house. You have to go to the next exit that's available for you to get off.
No,
of,
I get
and
it.
then get back on.
And that's saying that there was no detours or anything else that needed to be changed.
Yeah, I mean, road work even. I don't know how successful we're going to be, but take a stab at it, D, and let's see what happens. 303-713-8255. JR has a question for Kimberly Cunningham. Go ahead, JR.
No, Tom, I was just going to say, hey, man, I'd be glad as one of your listeners to save a lot of hassle. I will donate $50 to the show to give to this lady. Apparently, she needs it badly.
No,
it's a small amount of money.
I understand that, and we appreciate that, JR. Really, we do. I don't know what her situation is, and I didn't mean if I did imply $50.
Let's take this guy up on his offer. I think that's a great deal. It's $50, and then if Dimitri can get somewhere, he won't have to do it. But I think that's great, JR. Seriously.
Yeah.
By the way,
I'll just send
we appreciate it, JR. JR had a question for Kimberly, too. He texted me a question about microplastics. What do you think about all this talk about plastic water bottles and all that? How do you feel, Kimberly, about are microplastics making their way into the environment? Or do you think, what do you think?
So microplastics are brand new in the realm of, is this a problem? Is it not a problem? And then there's the, people saying you can't have a plastic cutting board. Well, the plastic coming off the cutting board is going to be big enough that it just passes through your body. So the microplastics are the things that leach in. So that's going to be a water bottle. That's going to be, people are even worried about your coffee going through the plastic parts. Is it pulling out some of the plastics there? So heat increases microplastics. We don't know enough yet.
I know.
It's in everything. It's in water. It's in everything.
It's in our soil. I'm being told it's in our soil.
When we have a steak, it's in the steak.
Yeah.
It's in everything.
So here's my take on it. We know it exists. We know that it might be a problem. Please do not go start buying into some chelation program where they promise to bind up these microplastics wherever. Because the biggest issue is if they're in your brain. These chelation programs aren't going to cross the blood-brain barrier anyway. They also might make you very sick because we don't know what else they're going to bind to. So my take on this is, okay, we have a known irritant. We have a known contributor to problems. And so what we want to do is tune up the body as best we can so that you can withstand that insult better. And until the data gets better and until we know more about it, the best you can do is be as healthy as you can.
All right, we got more coming up. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Dan McKenzie can do a will for you. Don't put it off. I waited way too long. He can do estate plans with a will, with a trust. He can do a combination of the two. He can help you avoid probate, or if you're facing probate, call Dan McKenzie. It's a great firm. They give personalized attention. That's Dan McKenzie, McKenzie Law, 833-CO Plans. Do it today and don't put it off. 833-CO Plans.
Yep.
The 2026 season of Intense. 10 has turned up. No weird scoring, sets, or endless matches. Intense stacks the points in the fastest version of tennis ever. 10 teams, $30,000 in cash. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. Stream it on Intense YouTube. That's INTENNSE.
The first thing I would say is stop painting and you get Rhino Shield because you're never going to have to paint again, and I truly believe that.
Well, if you like summer in Colorado but hate to paint, do what your neighbor Scott did and call Rhino Shield.
This house is a stucco home. We have painted this house 3 times. Stucco continued to crack, the caulking peeled.
That's because Rhino Shield's not paint, it's better.
I told my wife that I want to see what it's going to cost to do it, because if we don't have to paint again, we're saving money.
Rhino Shield is Class 1 fire rated and formulated for our specific climate right here in Colorado.
The Rhino Shield guys, they were careful with everything. When they were done, there was no damage to anything. It was something I was very impressed with.
Colorado, now's the time to get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price.
And I think the transferable warranty for 25 years is a very attractive thing, especially for a prospective buyer in the future.
This is a limited time offer, so call now at 720-463-4333 or rhinoshieldco.com.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
You know, when you need a home loan, you want to go direct to the financial institution. You want to call my friend John Clayson. I'll tell you why. You're going to get lower interest rates and lower fees. He works for CMG, and they loan out over $2 billion every month to people like you, whether it's a new purchase, a line of credit, and if you have a small business and want access to money all the time, that 30-year line of credit is an incredible product. Reverse mortgages, you're going to get lower fees and a better interest rate. That's on all loans. Call John direct. You're going to be surprised. He also loans out in every state in the nation. 303-577-7206. 303-577-7206. Or check him out at partnerinlending.com. Now, check this out, free movie event, and I mean it, coming up this Thursday at 6:30. You can watch the trailer, get the free tickets. We're buying the popcorn, and we are actually buying the drinks as well. And check this out, there's going to be a raffle. In fact, 3 different raffles, but it's all about retirement. If you're close to retirement, you're going to love the movie. It's going to talk about guaranteed income. It's going to talk about long-term care and things that you can do to retire better. Reserve your seat right now. It's this Thursday, 6:30 in Parker. It's at the new Imagine Theater. Used to be the AMC. Go to mymoneymovie.com. mymoneymovie.com. Has your home been hit by the recent...
Thank you.
Well, I think, ladies, no offense, but talk about how it works.
Which it.
They come in, you do the blood test, you get the results, and you talk.
So I'll start with that, and then we'll. So we need to talk about your thyroid.
Okay.
We need to talk about your APOE genotype.
Oh, and what is that?
Your risk for Alzheimer's.
Okay.
Perfect.
So
awesome.
you
Okay,
are-
we will contact you on how to get on and get you that
Yes.
money. Okay.
So the risk
Thank you
for
so much, Diane.
And that's from a test result?
Yep. But there's ways to take that risk out of the equation. So we got to talk about that. So we got to talk about your thyroid. We got to talk about your genetic risk for Alzheimer's. We have to talk about your hormones.
Story again.
We have to talk about your cholesterol.
There's one more
So those
thing
are
I
the 4
wanted to
things
tell
we're going to talk
Tom.
about.
Okay.
Each one should be its own
Let's repeat the
section,
story.
otherwise you'll never have another commercial.
Okay.
You're kind of missing some
Those are the 4.
chromosomes. I'm going to put you back.
Which one do you want to do first?
You gotta move a little quick.
Well, yeah, that's I'm going to write it down here. So
You got your genetic risk for Alzheimer's. And what do we do about that?
Yep.
Second thing is your thyroid and why your doctor missed it, that it's a problem.
Okay.
Do they miss it a lot?
All the time. They get 1 test out of 4 and they say you're fine. And women cry. I have multiple lab coats at my office because I get covered in makeup because I'm a hugger. When they start bawling, I'm like, okay, we're going to. And they get makeup everywhere. And then I got to go change my lab coat. Because they're like, I know it's my thyroid. I know it's my thyroid. My doctor says I'm fine. I can't pick my way out of a box. I'm cold all the time. What's with the inner tube around my middle? I know how to swim already. I don't need a flotation device.
Okay, so Alzheimer's, thyroid, cholesterol.
Alzheimer's, thyroid, cholesterol.
How much
and
to
hormones.
get her to?
Those are the 4.
How much to get her to like do a checklist for me next time I go to Golden Corral? Some do's and don'ts. I'll slip her 50 for a list of do's and don'ts down at Golden Corral.
Shannon's favorite place on earth is the Golden Corral.
What do they get for an all-you-can-eat buffet over there?
About 22.
That's it?
Wow.
They have meat there, right?
Oh, and it's very quality.
Oh my gosh.
It used to be 13.
Hey, once again,
A
it
friend
may
of mine
not
called
be
it the
great,
Golden
but there's a
Trough.
lot of it.
I'm totally up for that sometime. Maybe on my birthday.
Oh, The number of times I hear the birthday song at the buffet is crazy. Not always in English, but yeah.
Get started. And then we have your results.
Who's operating a teletype?
Tom is always angry typing during the
You know,
show.
it's amazing. There must be something. It must be vibrating or something because I'm consciously now trying not to type hard. I think it's vibrating through the desk. No, I'm serious. I think it's
a better keyboard.
I think it's no. I think it's going through. You know, I think it's on my desk. Like, do you hear that?
Yep. Yes. Oh yeah.
That's
really. Is it? No, I'm serious. Is it loud?
I
thought you were drumming.
I thought Tom was.
All right, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. And we're talking about hormone replacement therapy and wholeness and wellness and nutrition. And Sue's had some blood work done, and we're going to be getting into that. Like, for example, what does Kimberly Cunningham do at Cunningham Clinic when she gets blood results? We'll go over some of those results and figure out how she handles them and what some of the risk factors that can show up in blood are and that kind of stuff. Right now, David, what's going on with you? David, what's happening?
A vent with a filter over my stove, and I have a gas stove, and it's, you know, it's starting, grease is starting to build up on the filter, and I've tried several places that said for, you know, hood cleaning, home, residential. And then when I get somebody, they say, well, we don't do that. All we do is
No, you're right. They don't do that because that's a weird one. Now, we once had a guy that did dryer vents and all kinds of different vents. But all of
I've had the dryer vent redone, but it's, you know, I used to be in the restaurant business, so I know it has to come in. They got to take it in, clean it out, all that other stuff, and then put in a new filter. But I'm 78
You're talking
years
about
old, so
above your gas range, right?
That is correct. And it vents to the outside.
I'm trying to think who would do that. I'm looking on the referral list, and I see regular duct cleaning and all of that, but I don't know. I don't know of anyone personally. Mark, do you know of anybody?
Yes, I do. Front range hood cleaning.
Really? That's actually their okay.
You know, I looked at that, and they said they don't do residential.
David, do you need the entire ductwork cleaned out, or just the metal filter that's above your stove?
Well, the metal filter, and probably check the fan to make sure that's clean also.
Okay, well, the metal filter is usually designed to go in the dishwasher.
Yeah, you just pop it out.
You know, my problem is I can't get it out.
Oh.
And I've got hand dexterity. I'm 78 years old.
Hey, wait a minute. What about the new handyman from the Castle Rock area? My guy, remember?
Oh, he could probably pop it out, but
he can clean the vent too. You just reach
What
in there with
area are you in?
I'm in Aurora.
Oh,
I mean,
perfect.
I've been using that power stuff by, you see it advertised on, I can't remember the name because it just escaped me, but I know it needs to be cleaned. It has been cleaned in years.
They generally do go right in the dishwasher.
Yeah, let me give you, look, My Guy Home Services.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's worth the call for sure.
Home Services.
Yeah, he's out of Castle Rock, but he definitely services your area. Super nice guy. We had him on the show a few weeks ago.
And his name is?
His name
Miles.
is Miles with a Y.
Okay, all right, phone number?
720
720
719
719
8749.
8749. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much.
Hey, call us. Let us know how it turned out, would you please?
It's kind of funny. It was 720-719. It would be funny if it was 7 and then 303.
You know what? I think I gave him the wrong number. Hold on.
Wait, you were wrong again?
No.
Oh my God.
No, there's a typo.
Hold on. Tell the poor guy to wait. Dimitri messed up.
Well, at least I gave him the name. 720-713. 8749.
There you go.
Hey, somebody turned on the studio lights and I have all this glare on the computer.
There, you know, I Googled the thing too, and they do have some places that do, some appliance repair places do it. So you may want to try appliance repair places.
He's just got that thing you pop out. He just needs someone that can pop it out.
Right.
A lot of those places, that's what I thought. I thought he needed the whole thing cleaned.
Well, he says it probably does need to be cleaned. I think that's what he said. Okay, so How do we begin when you look at blood work? Let's say, so Sue's had some blood drawn, and what's the first thing you look at? Can you go over that and discuss it with Sue's as if you would, and what you would look at first?
Yeah, like a new client. How does a new client intake work with you guys?
So we always start with blood work first before we do the consultation with the prescriber. And I have a team of 8, so people might see me, they might see one of my other nurse practitioners. We have a large team, and they all do it my way because it's my name on the door. So if you're wondering who you're going to see, they're going to do it my way. But the first thing is labs, because like I said earlier, I didn't go to magic school. My crystal ball is decorative only. So I have to know what's going on. So we have to measure. My labs are much more extensive than anything you'll normally get at your annual checkup with a regular doctor. So one of the things that Sue's brought up and that we would be going over, we're going to go over today in real time.
Yes.
And so anyway, the steps are: first is call the clinic, get registered as a patient, prepay for the labs if you want to go to LabCorp, or come in and we'll draw them for you at no extra charge. We don't use insurance for anything because it doesn't cover the bulk of what we do, as well as I can't get a negotiated cash discount on those labs unless we don't use insurance. So if your insurance were to deny all of the labs I get, you would have to pay over $2,500. So we always control prices by not going through insurance. And that's just what we do at my practice. So first is call the clinic, and that's 720-650-4660 to get either on the books for your blood draw or prepay and then go to LabCorp if that's more convenient. And then we are offering a $50 off of that blood draw for listeners of your show. Just mentioned.
How much is that original?
$350.
Okay, so with the discount, it's $300.
Yeah.
So mention the troubleshooter. Mention the Troubleshooter Show.
Yep. You scared me when you said $2,500.
No,
but you were talking if you tried to go through insurance.
If you didn't go through the cash discount that we've negotiated. So I teach for BioT Medical, which is an education company, on how to do hormone replacement therapy, and those are the pellets that I use. I like their manufacturing standards. I love the pharmacy that makes them. There are multiple places you can get pellets for a delivery. But BioT's done a lovely job of negotiating on behalf of about 9,000 providers to get this really great discount. So we've got a really nice price.
So once you get the blood work, you have Sue's blood work. You have a follow-up appointment where you go over the blood work. Is that right?
Yep. And so that's what we would be doing if we were doing it at the clinic, but we'll do it today in the studio.
Let's do it.
So, what do you want to talk about first?
So we're going to cover 4 big things. We're going to cover thyroid, we're going to cover her genetic risk for Alzheimer's, we're going to cover her cholesterol findings, and we're going to cover her hormones, her sex hormones. So we're going to start with thyroid, because when we came in this morning, Sue says, I always get cold. And I said, I know why you get cold. And it's your thyroid.
Interesting.
So, for example, if you go to your regular Western trained provider, you're going to get what's called a TSH, or thyroid stimulating hormone. And they're going to check the range based on, like we talked about earlier, hospitalized women at Denver Health. And so it's this very wide range of what's considered not really optimal, but expected. And you fall in that expected range. Your gland, your thyroid gland that's in your neck, is pumping out plenty of parent compound.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with your gland. Your thyroid itself in your neck is working.
Okay.
That's fine.
Because that's what Kaiser's always checked.
Of
and
course.
they say, you're perfectly fine.
You're
your
fine.
thyroid's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if you're gaining weight, have you thought about cutting carbs?
Yes.
Yeah. It's obnoxious and it's insulting. So there's nothing wrong with your thyroid. They didn't check the other pieces.
Which is?
So you have to check and make sure that your body is making these enzymes to cut. It's called T4 because there's actually 4 iodines. And you have to cut off one of those iodines with an enzyme called D-iodinase, which is D, take it off, iodine, ACE enzyme. So the D-iodinases take off that iodine to activate that parent compound. Now it can do something. But there is a transport molecule that clicks into that open space, and that's ferritin from iron. So there's 2 things wrong with your system.
And I know my ferritin's low.
Your ferritin is low.
Yes.
So your gland is fine, but you're not converting from T4 to T3. And 50% of Americans by age 50 don't.
Okay.
So you don't have hypothyroidism.
Okay.
You have low free T3 syndrome.
Okay.
You don't have a gland problem. You have a conversion problem. And Kaiser forgot to check.
Okay.
Oops. So I checked. You have a conversion problem. And then on top of that, even if I gave you back T3, you would have no change in your symptoms because you don't have the transport molecule. I got to put you on some iron.
Okay.
So we got to get that ferritin back up. So when you say you're brain foggy, you're struggling with weight around your middle, you're cold all the time when everybody else around you is comfortable, if you Googled those symptoms, it would say hypothyroidism. And then Kaiser says, that's not what you have. And those two things are true, but you have a system problem.
Okay.
The gland is fine. The body isn't working with what you're producing. So I have to fix the problem. The problem is you don't have enough free T3 bound to ferritin getting into your cells. And then if it goes on too long, you'll also lose your hair.
And I was going to ask you about that because I have noticed over the last several months that I'm going, am I shedding hair? There seems to be a lot more around and in the car and in the shower and in
by
my
the
sink.
time you notice it, you've lost a shocking volume.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's an iron supplement and a medicine.
You need to go on thyroid medicine.
Okay.
But I have to put you on one that's a T3, T4 combination. So if I just put you on T4, I didn't fix the problem. You have plenty of T4. Your thyroid isn't broken. It's the system that isn't working. So I put you on a pre-cut version. Basically, what I have to do is kind of take over.
Okay.
So I'll just take over your thyroid system. I'll put you on either NP thyroid or Armor thyroid. That's a desiccated thyroid that has T4 and T3 in it with a nice long half-life to where you only have to take one pill a day.
Okay.
There's a way to do it with the synthetics with levothyroxine and liothyronine, but that's like 4 or 5 pills a day spread out throughout the day. Nobody has time for that.
Okay.
So I like the desiccated ones because it solves the problem with one pill.
And how quick will I notice a difference?
3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
You'll be like, hey, I can do math in the afternoon.
All right, we have to take this break, though, ladies.
Fair.
So everybody hold tight.
Yep.
All right, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-8255.
Yep.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. Denver's talk station. An iHeartRadio station. Guaranteed human. Now, impact traffic.
Yeah, we've had some delays up Clear Creek Canyon. CDOT informed us they've been closing down that stretch up near Tunnel 1. It appears to be open right now, but there are some delays west of Golden. Now, further west, we have a closure on I-70. It's due to a mudslide that occurred much earlier. This is west of Glenwood Springs. It's a pretty long stretch in there, and it has been tying up the drive. Here back in town, watch for construction work. I-76 eastbound near Sheridan, some backups in the area. And I-25, not too bad. Just some slight slowing coming in and out of downtown. With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Oof. Shocking time to lose a whole strut.
Ugh, comedy is not your thing, but I do know that Rock Auto has what I need to fix it.
With parts shipped right to your door. No kidding.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
What makes a...
Hey, what did I write down?
I did. I got it. I got it.
Oh, you move stuff.
Yeah,
okay, Mark was freaking out.
No,
Sorry.
I'm going to do Genesis and fix it. Your own next break.
Love you. Thank you. Sorry, I added a 30. So 15 away.
He'll fight for what you have coming, and he can get started right away. Call now for help. No appointment necessary. 303-597-4500. 597-4500. Call Fuller.com. GenesisTotalExteriors.com does everything on the outside of your house. Roofing, soffits, fascia, siding, windows, doors, decks, painting. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. If you want someone who will do a great job with your hail damage and notice all of it, not just some of it, walk the house with them. They'll make a note, put it all on one invoice, and deal with your insurance, and they will do the work. Now, if you just want to spruce up your house, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. I've known him for years and years. It's a contractor you can trust. 303-679-8509. Hey, speaking about trust, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, I trust Fix-It 24/7 in my home, and you can too. Now, they do a $39 extreme clean, tune, and check of your AC system to prevent costly breakdowns, dirt and debris and grime, the #1 killer of your AC. Get your AC done with a no breakdown guarantee, or free second opinions if you're ever told you need anything. Because as the name implies, Fix-It tries to fix things first if they can, and if not, free second opinions. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939.
Yep.
Thyroidism is the gland. Low T3 is the system. Medically.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I think so.
So, like, if I were to, I mean, you can say hypothyroidism all day long. I can't diagnose you with that because that's not what you have. The problem isn't here, it's here, predominantly in your liver.
And what causes that? The low ferritin or
No. So deiodinase deficiency, we know is much more prevalent in the United States, and it's about a decade sooner than our European counterparts. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the endocrine disruptors or the fact that our food has been just decimated and doesn't have nutrients in it anymore in the United States. We take a lot more supplements here than our counterparts to stay healthy. I don't know why.
Okay.
Some things I know why. Not that one. I don't think it's the microplastics. Could be.
Yeah, I don't quite understand all that thyroid stuff. I don't quite understand.
So first you make thyroid.
Okay.
Then you have to activate it.
Okay.
You're not activating it.
Okay.
Once it's active, you have to pull it into the cell.
Okay.
You can't do that either until you have ferritin.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
So production's not a problem.
Okay.
Activation, not happening. Transport, not happening.
Okay, but one of the medicines I told you, or supplements, I emailed you that I was taking was an iron supplement.
It's the wrong one. I got a better one for you.
Okay.
It's not working.
That was me.
Your ferritin needs to be at least greater than 40, and I like kind of in the 60s, and you're at 21.
Yeah.
So I have a better one that's low dose with vitamin C, kind of chelated or pre-digested elemental iron, so it won't cause constipation or gastric upset. And it's only $10 a month. It's cheap.
$10 a month?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's more expensive than the bucket of red pills from Walgreens.
Before we come back, if you just want to say,
that's not working.
yeah,
so
it's up to you.
That's a total waste of money.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But for supplements, for high quality, food grade,
well,
like good supplements, $10 a month is cheap.
Okay, and then the blood work I sent you is through my fitness band, the advanced labs. It's the Whoop. Okay, so they did all the advanced labs, and when they go through and describe, oh yeah, your ferritin's low, but it's probably because you run a lot, da 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 da. Like that's what it came back and said. So I'm like, oh, okay, so I run and.
She runs like 5 miles a day.
Well, not 5 miles a day, but yeah. I mean, so I go, oh, okay, well that must just be normal then. That's anyway. Okay.
I can fix it.
Okay.
Yep. MyWay.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, someone had a text about being on anastrozole after having breast cancer. She had stage 1 breast cancer, and then they put her on radiation and then anastrozole, and she says she doesn't like that medication. And how long does she have to stay on it? Of course, she should check with her doctor. We want to say that, and we're just giving opinions on what you've told us so far. But what do you make of anastrozole, and why would they put her on anastrozole after going through radiation? Do you know?
So for estrogen positive breast cancer, which most breast cancers are going to be estrogen and progesterone positive because that's the kind of tissue it is. So like ovarian cancer is probably going to be estrogen positive because that's estrogen receptor tissue. So for stage 1 breast cancer, if they got clean margins and then they did radiation to make sure that there wasn't any residual cells in the area, it's called shared decision making. Depending on the stage of the cancer, what it looks like, what the genotype of the cancer is, there may be a benefit to estrogen blockade for up to 5 years. And that's going to be if the patient is tolerating it well, if other physiologic markers are continuing to trend well. And anastrozole, I personally think, is a much better longevity choice for estrogen blockade over other choices in the field for estrogen blockade because you just don't see the uterine tumors and the bone tumors with anastrozole like you can see with other options. But in oncology, there's this dance between what the oncologist wants, which is not dead in 5 years, and I love that. Let's not be dead. That's my favorite outcome. We might be able to do better. And then no recurrence of the cancer within the 5 years. Also a great outcome. But then where I come in, and there's a couple of oncologists that I love in Denver that are willing to have these conversations. It's at what cost? Because everything's a trade-off. So if you're going to do estrogen blockade, we need to be monitoring cardiac health, because the number one killer of women who survive breast cancer and get good, clean margins, and we've eradicated the cancer, isn't recurrence. It's heart disease. And it's much earlier than their other female peers of their same age. So when estrogen is gone in women, there's a blood marker called ApoB that goes sky high. And if you look at lipid management, without estrogen, we can't control our cholesterol. And then when our cholesterol is out of control, we get heart disease, then we have heart attacks, and we die. And even as late as 2025, data sets are showing the first sign of heart disease in women, more than 50% of the time, is the heart attack.
Wow.
And half the women don't survive it. So we need to do better. So when I have a woman who comes in and she's finished her definitive cancer treatment, she may or may not still be on an estrogen blocker, and we talk about, are we going to get her some testosterone? Great. Are we going to put her on a GLP-1 to help her insulin resistance and help her heart that way? Are we going to continue the estrogen blockade? What are the trade-offs? And it's a much more in-depth conversation. But we want to make sure that the treatment for the non-recurrence isn't putting her at risk for all these other things in 5 years. And so we just want to mediate those risks and mitigate them as best as we can.
All right, and we're continuing our talk about blood work and what it means. And she went over Sue's blood work and went to the thyroid she looked at first. What do you normally look at first? Do you look at thyroid right away and then other things? How does that usually work?
When someone comes in for their appointment 2 weeks after their blood draw, we're going to go over all of it. And I just kind of go in order as the LabCorp printout, because that's what they're holding in front of them. And so we just go through it the way that LabCorp prints it out. It's convenient to go through it that way.
And then you adjust for imbalances. You do and some of it, what, supplements, nutrition, therapy. What kind of things do you do as intervention for these things or for treatment of the blood work?
Sure. So it might be a prescription. It might be a vitamin or supplement. It might be a hormone replacement therapy. So whatever, basically I'm like a really good detective. Whatever's missing, I'm going to find it if I can. And then I'm going to put it back with whatever tool it is. It might be a GLP-1, which we use on label for weight management, and we use off label for other conditions that have shown improvement with GLP-1 therapies. So we've got lots of tools in the tool belt. And so whatever we find that the body hasn't been producing or quit producing due to age-related deficiencies, we're going to put it back so that whatever was available around age 30 should become available again.
Okay, so let's take our caller and then we'll take a break. Who do we have? We have Jamie. Go ahead, Jamie. Welcome to the show. What's happening?
I just wanted to let you know, Tom, that I've been on TRT now for about 15 weeks. It coincides with Cialis, 5 milligrams every day.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something. I'm 72. I'm your age.
Yeah.
And I'm in really good shape and all that. But I tell you what, it has changed my life.
How has it changed your life? How has it changed?
Younger, you feel younger, you're stronger, you have a better attitude, you sleep better, and the big part is that part's wonderful. Wonderful.
That's good stuff.
My wife is 67, and she couldn't be happier.
Oh, nice.
That's really nice. No, that's wonderful. I love hearing that. And do you get a lot of those kinds of results, Kimberly, when people talk about how they're feeling?
You know, I get more hugs in this practice. It's just, I get to have a front row seat every day to people who I first met with just the laundry list of all the ways that they can't do the things they want to do. And I always say, give me a year, because it takes me a year really to tune up an adult. And by the end of that year, this person is just bright-eyed and standing up straight and smiling and oftentimes back to the things that they love, whatever that is, back to their career, back to their travels, back to their sport, back to their relationships. I once had a woman who was mad at me when her testosterone kicked in because she didn't have a boyfriend. And
she started feeling the feelings, right?
And she definitely, but she was so lonely and so sad and so just despondent when I first met her, and everything, all of her labs were off.
All right.
And she was engaged in 6 months, and she's been married now for 6 years, and I treat her and her husband.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, of course. And I want to tell you about John Fuller, personal injury expert. Call John if you have a problem, the first sign of a problem after an accident. He'll talk to you. He can get started on your case with the very first phone call. John Fuller, you can talk to him personally, and he even gives you his cell phone number, 303-597-4500, 597-4500.
Yep.
Does Mark want to take this?
Now, Impact.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, we've had some delays up Clear Creek Canyon. CDOT informed us they've been closing down that stretch up near Tunnel 1. It appears to be open right now, but there are some delays west of Golden. Now, further west, we have
I forget which one didn't you do? Did you leave that up there? I didn't look.
No, it's Euro Plumbing.
Wood Springs.
That's the one. That's the one we need to do.
Love you.
Watch for construction work. I-76 eastbound near Sheridan. Some backups in the area. And I-25.
And I'll be
not
back
too
in a
bad.
few minutes.
Just some slight slowing coming in. And
You go now. Thank you.
Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Oh, that grinding and squealing. What are you going to do about that?
Time for new brakes. The chain store never has what I need.
No worries. Go to RockAuto.com for name brands at lower prices.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
Whole house repipe. You know what is crazy is how some of these companies that do whole house repipes just rip your face off when it comes to pricing. Not Euro Plumbing. These guys come out and do it all turnkey as well. They're going to fix the drywall. They're going to repaint, and they're going to do it at the best price you can imagine. And by the way, property managers are out there. You're going to want these guys in your phone. They have water heater replacements, brand new water heaters, new gas lines, water lines, under $1,600. And that repipe deal is incredible. They also will give you prices right over the phone. Check them out at EuroPlumbingColorado.com. That's EuroPlumbingColorado.com. Now let's talk loans, home loans, reverse mortgages, cash outs, pay off high credit card debt. And listen to this one. A 30-year line of credit like Suzanne and I have. We can pay it up, we can pay it down, and we have it for 30 years on the equity of our house. You can buy a second house with this kind of credit line. You got to check out all the products they have for home lines. You want to call John Clays. He's with CMG Financial. You're not going through any middleman. You're basically going direct to the lender. These guys lend out over $2 billion every single month. 303-577-7206. Call my friend John, 303-577-7206 or partnerinlending.com.
You live in this house and
Boom.
If you guys want to send your interview with Mom to anybody, it is
That was
up
a
on
lot
Dan
better.
Caplis's.
And the other thing, both of you,
Say that again?
the
I
sex is going to
posted
be
your
what people
show
tune
on
into.
Dan Caplis's
Vitamin D and
blog
stuff,
or whatever
great, but
podcast.
people, you know,
So
they
if you
want to
want
have
to
a good
share
sex life.
Mom
Let's just get real.
within
That's
the
probably
family.
number one seller for people
Send it
walking
away,
in,
huh?
right?
I can email it.
Weight loss and sex.
It's both hours together,
I
but
didn't
you know
look at
that
it
ends
yet.
up being
Great
like
sex never gets old.
Well, there you go.
it's both hours together.
It was
so
like that
ends
lady.
up
I'm
being
telling
like
you, she called in. She said she was
10
70
minutes.
or
Less than an
80,
hour.
and her boyfriend was 30 or 40.
Oh, yeah.
And she was wearing him out.
Mm-hmm.
And she was proud of it.
Oh, they are. That's how it goes. I'll treat the women first, and the guys come in later. Like, give me some of that. I can't keep up with her.
Have you ever heard of a thyroid medicine that comes from desiccated pig?
Pigs. That's NP and armor.
That's what my wife's on.
Yeah, that's the ones I mentioned.
Oh, well, I was out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, pig
Yeah.
thyroid. That's what you're going to be prescribed.
She's had.
There's no pig in it anymore by the time it gets to the
Yeah, but
Walgreens.
it's so expensive, especially if you're with Kaiser.
So you use GoodRx at Safeway, and it should be around $60 to $80 for a 90-day supply.
I'll have to tell her that
Yeah.
because her
Well,
problem is
Kaiser won't cover it anymore. Because NP and Armor are not FDA approved because they predate the FDA by about 30 years.
she somehow she has a what's the person that handles that?
Endocrinologist.
Okay, her endocrinologist has somehow got her still getting it a little bit.
Good.
From it, but I mean, she's always had problems of. I'm not an expert on, but her T1 is too high or T3 is not high. You know.
It's fine. Yeah, so she needs both T3 and T4, and that's what's in that medication. You can do it with the synthetics, but it's 4 or 5 pills a day, and you got to space them out. Never said.
I may have to have her come have you look at all her blood stuff.
Sure, have to.
She said it's not a chemical thyroid yet. I guess that means it comes from the pig.
So it's not a synthetic.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make a lot of stuff in the lab. That's great. This just doesn't happen to be one of the things that works out well in the lab.
All I know is when she's getting her medicine, I have to sit out by the mailbox because she's so afraid of it staying in the heat.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Was she doing a mail order for the NP?
Apparently it comes that way.
Yeah, Safeway with Good
I'm going to
RX
tell her.
is the
RX?
Good RX. It's that yellow card.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
And so what you do is you put in your dose, and then it'll tell you what does Walgreens charge, what is Safeway, and it changes all the time because these pharmacies will use it as a loss leader to get you to take all your prescriptions there, and they figure you'll pay more later. So you got to watch it because it changes. They're kind of sneaky like that. So they'll give you a discount for like 6 months, and then they'll take the price up, and you won't notice because you just go get your pills all at once. So that's just keep every time you're going to fill it, just look because I move people's prescriptions around all the time.
I'll have to tell her that. She normally listens in to the show, but I don't know if she is today. Oh, are we on the noon break, Dee?
No, but we'll be going to the noon break
Well,
like pretty
1
much
minute
as soon
away.
as we come back.
I'm going to go drive a Crown Vic.
No, a town
Don't wreck
car.
it.
You are on the loop, right?
What's the new
Here you go.
Yeah. It's back then.
Raiders of the Lost podcast and listen now.
All right, I'm Tom Martino, and Jamie has one more comment. Go ahead, Jamie.
Hey, I wanted to tell you that when I went in to take my testosterone test to see where the levels are, it was at 413. After my injections, they tested it 3 weeks later, and I was at 700.
Uh-huh. And
So
is there an optimum range you like to see, Kimberly? Is there an optimum range?
Yeah, so it's different for men and women. We treat to what's called the free testosterone. That's what's free to work.
Right.
And we used to treat to the total because that was all the information we could get. And so a man might have a total testosterone of 700, and his free testosterone is in the range, which free testosterone at my clinic is 150 to 200. That's what we want the guys to land in post-treatment, whatever the treatment is. That's where we know we're going to get muscle tone and erectile quality, and we're going to get brain clarity, and we're going to get heart health, and we're going to get prostate protection. We're going to get all the good things we want, bone density, without going too high and then getting spillover side effects like hair loss, acne, and other issues.
Now, you said that's free testosterone. What about the one where you get a number that's usually between 350 to 1150, or what's that number? Which one is that?
That's the total.
Okay. Does that matter to you?
It a little bit, not as much anymore. So there's this little new thing that we've been following called the sex hormone binding globulin, which is just not a sexy term, but SHBG binds up your testosterone for men and for women. And it's going to change what your dose is because it's different in everybody. And so if you have a really high SHBG, I need to give you more testosterone so that you can actually achieve what's a therapeutic level for you. If you have a really, really low SHBG, especially for women, I have to be very careful in the dose because it's very easy to overshoot the mark. And then you have too much, and then we have other side effects. So I like to be as specific as possible, so I get both measures.
Now, we have a text that said, I didn't even know women need testosterone. I thought we need to monitor things like estrogen and progesterone. So what about that?
So women need testosterone just as much as men do. We just need 1/10 of it. So men need 10 times more on average testosterone than women do. Men, by the way, also need estrogen or they won't have bone density. So women need testosterone. And in the United States, women typically lose their testosterone by age 35. And very quickly it falls off a cliff. And there goes your muscles, your sex drive, your libido, pelvic floor integrity. There goes all the things. And so
Okay.
women need to be tested for testosterone much sooner.
CunninghamClinic.com. We have more from Kimberly coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
That was awesome.
Thank you, man.
I hit it and got off of that.
What's that?
I hit it and got off of that. I'm getting better.
She got really good at the
All right,
timing
this
there.
is like a 6-minute break, so I can hit the loop. Sweet. Anybody need anything while I'm at? Because apparently I like a ton of waters.
No, would you like some water?
I brought mine.
Okay.
We also have coffee.
Hey, Jamie, you all good?
And
Perfect. Thank you so much.
meat sticks.
You're not even from New York.
I used to live there.
Oh, okay. That's.
I lived there for a year and a half in
Dude would have
Queens,
hung up on
Forest
his
Hills.
voice by now.
Coffee, walk your dog in the park for a quarter.
Water. Not anymore. You're not getting a dog walker for a quarter.
No.
I love the King of Queens. They pay the dog walker to walk the old man.
Oh, I know the show you're talking about. I never actually watched it, but that's pretty
Oh, that's great.
It's actually pretty smart.
Hey, Mark, we can start a service, man. We can
Yeah.
start with me.
Walk old people.
Is Mark listening?
I heard you.
He heard me.
They're saying in the news, Trump is meeting with the Lebanese. You know who's the Lebanese and still alive? Jamie Farr, 92.
I didn't know that.
That's
I think they're going to get rid of Hamas here pretty quick.
Oh, I like hummus, especially with those pita chips. That's too bad.
What time's GF coming over?
Right after the show, I can text her and find out. But she said around
how?
3 to 3:30.
Podcast is like get into the nitty gritty and really talk about
Oh,
it.
yeah,
This is like hit and get off. Yeah.
It's AM radio.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about my book?
Yeah, I'll bring it up for sure.
You've got a copy over there. It's basically a healthy aging primer. It's a functional. How do you get to 100 in a body that works via functional medicine interventions that are available? And that was 3 years old, and it's going to have even more in it. But the focus is on sexual wellness. Because, like you said, people want to have good body morphology, good weight control, and good sex.
Yep.
Now, I love to give that to them. That's great. But the clinician in me also loves let's prevent heart attacks and diabetes.
Yeah, of course.
All the other things. But I love that we can help them.
We should talk about a longer term relationship with your clinic.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been thinking about that during the show, so I'll come up with some ideas. Maybe we'll talk about after the show. I don't want to talk about on here.
No, that's fine. So I just hired a nurse practitioner. She accepted this morning.
Oh, nice.
Erica is amazing. She's leaving a clinic that does only shots. She's been doing it for 2 years. She wants to get functional medicine certified. They don't pay for that. I pay for that. I pay for my whole team to get A4M certified. I pay for so much training. Like, I'm never going to retire because I don't have the best business model, but that's okay. I get to do what I want, and it's enough. We constantly have to learn. So I'm putting her through BioT initial training. We're all flying to Dallas for advanced training in November. Like I said, I pay for A4M, which is one of the functional medicine certifications. But she's at this shot clinic. And she hates it. She's like, it's a recipe. I can't adjust their doses. They're all being over-replaced. All the women are on spironolactone.
One size fits all. Yeah.
It's one size fits none.
Yeah, right.
So she sees 200 patients a week for shots, and maybe 5% are on the right dose. And they get 1 shot a week. And she's like, I can't even divide the dose. It's bad medicine. So she's amazing, and she's brilliant, and she's just pigeonholed in this clinic that's not doing it right. And she's so excited. So I hired her this morning. She accepted her offer. She let her clinic know that she's leaving. And they basically said, don't come back. We'll just pay you out your PTO.
Yeah.
So I get her on Tuesday full time.
Yes.
I don't even have to wait.
Where's your office at? It's off Colorado? It's off Colorado Boulevard?
Yeah, Colorado and Exposition.
Okay.
With BioT, this is more of the business model. With BioT, can you have a compounding pharmacy create whatever you want and use the BioT for delivery? Is that kind of how they work?
No. So BioT is an education company that has collaborative agreements with 3 different compounding pharmacies. Make these pellets this specific way to these exact parameters.
Got it.
So each batch has to be within 3% of expected milligrams in every pellet, and each batch has to be within 3% of expected performance.
Got it.
So then I know how to dose you. Everybody else is within 10 to 20%.
I get it.
So that's
so
they don't make pellets, but they have these contracts, and then
but you can't go outside of those 3, if you will, if you want to use their product, because you're getting them from one of those 3 pharmacies.
Yeah, it's kind of like I can use filler. I can use the one from Allergan, or I can use the one from Revance, or I can use the one by Galderma. These are just choices. So BioT has their sort of microcosm, but then BioT also has food grade supplements.
That's your contractual agreement with them that you're going to stay within those lanes.
I don't have to anymore.
Oh.
I just don't want to. I love their pellets.
Yeah, okay.
And BioT also is a giant education company, so they are constantly researching what's the best practices. How do we do not just pellets? 10 years ago, it was like, here's how you do pellets. And now, advanced training is 2 days. It's an entire day on peptides.
Oh, wow.
And then it's a whole day on longevity medicine. We don't even talk about the pellets anymore. It's like, you guys know how to do that. So it's now 2 whole days of how do you get your patients to be as healthy as they can.
We've had Gary Donovitz on the show before.
Yeah, he sold BioT 5 years ago now?
Yeah.
4 or 5 years
His last
ago?
time he was on was 2019.
Yeah. Big personality.
I don't remember him being that. Just.
I love.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino and Major Marc Mager.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Mark's at the studio with Kimberly Cunningham from the Cunningham Clinic, cunninghamclinic.com. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, a couple things. If people have been following this conversation, I just wanted to jump in on a couple points. One, I realized why anybody listening, I think, most people want to lose some weight. They want to be in better shape, be healthier, live longer, and have better sex.
Feel better, feel younger, Mark.
Yeah, I think that goes for everybody out there. But I something scared the hell out of me. I thought about this. You were talking to Suzanne about vitamin D and T3 and T4 and this and problems, okay? You get the blood work, then you sit down and you have this consultation with your client and go over what you want to do to treat your client. Mm-hmm. That kind of scares the hell out of me. They run I bet I'm not the only one. You think about this. How many blood tests do you do? How many things are you checking for, Kimberly? Like 10 things, 100 things? What are you checking for?
The panels are extensive. So
I know.
What a patient will get just from the blood draw is the actual LabCorp printout, which itself is 4 to 5 pages long.
And how many tests is that?
Single line items. I'd have to go back and count.
Like 200-300?
Probably around 100.
Think about that, Tom. So now you got to sit back and go, oh, well, your liver's not doing too good. Oh, no, your kidney. Oh, no, this is wrong. Oh, man, your testosterone's out of whack. Oh, my God, your A1C's high. That scares the living hell out of a lot of people. including me to a degray.
No,
I don't know
Mark,
if I
know,
want to
like,
sit down.
So
Like,
here's
it sounds terrifying to me. So, but listen, how does someone listening right now that feels like I do, like, I don't want to hear this bad news.
Well, I know.
My grandfather never went to the doctor and lived to be 95, for God's sake.
Mark, Kimberly offers an option of not to tell you any bad news, just all the good stuff. That costs a little extra,
Yeah,
but it's
I love
really
that.
worth it.
I love that. You're in fine health now.
Hey,
Take this.
Guys,
So,
I
a couple of
think
things.
a lot of
Like,
people do believe ignorance is bliss, Kimberly.
Of course they do. Or just the
she's going to
anxiety
tell
it
you,
brings.
I want Kimberly to tell you what most people are lacking or need and how easy it is to treat. I mean, a lot of people will be surprised on how easy it is to get someone back into balance. And she mentioned a year, and I'm telling you, I felt better after going to her in 3 or 4 months. She may say a year, but you start getting immediate improvement. Kimberly, talk about, on a whole, as a population, don't you really most of the time have to make just some minor tweaks here and there to get people on the road?
Yeah, so it's interesting. So the men come in, like you, Mark, going, oh, I don't know. And the women come in, and I go through the list, and they go, I knew it. So it's a very different experience. The women are like, I just knew it. Yep. And they knew it the whole time. And so actually I get a lot of women crying because the absolution of it wasn't your fault. Whoever was testing you didn't get enough information. And so that's really very emotional when those situations happen. But the guys are typically scared. Now, it doesn't take me a year for you to feel better. You start feeling better pretty quickly, but Rome wasn't built in a day. Yeah. If I get your body able to build muscle, you're not going to build back all your muscle in the first 3 months. It's going to take a little while for your body to actually build bone density, build muscle. We talk about erectile dysfunction. And by the way, that's male and female because the clitoris is erectile tissue, just like the penis is erectile tissue. So all of that erectile tissue takes almost 12 months for every measure of sexual performance to come back. A lot of it comes back in just a few weeks, but all of it takes about a year.
Why do you think, like, every commercial out there, and they're on radio, they're on TV, they talk about the blue pill, they talk about Cialis, but no, it's so mainstream now. You can open up a magazine
For men,
anywhere.
it's mainstream.
That's what I'm saying. Why is it so mainstream for men, but when it comes to women and sexual health, you don't see advertisements out there for Viagra for women? I mean, there might be such a thing, but how come it's so different? Is it just society in general?
Yeah, so we haven't really studied women's sexual health. I can tell you the last time I looked this up, about a year and a half ago, there was more published data on mice given alcohol and then navigating mazes than polycystic ovarian syndrome and endometriosis combined. So we know more about drunk mice than we know about gynecological endocrinological disorders that affect 1 in 8 women. So the information isn't there. It's coming. There's some actual really good studies now, finally, especially with the GLP-1s showing promise in both endometriosis and PCOS. That data is coming. But yeah, we're decades late on studying women's sexual health.
It's just so odd. I'll see commercials on just regular television that are like, some guy going, oh, I took the blue pill last night and it was the best night of her life and my life. I mean, I performed better than ever. But you never hear the opposite, any of those kind of commercials, regardless of where they're coming from, about women.
But I hear stories in my clinic from women.
Oh, I bet you do. I bet
it's not on TV, but it's happening.
You said something. You said a lot of times you'll see the wife first.
Yes.
And you'll treat her for whatever. And then all of a sudden her sexual appetite's a lot higher.
Correct.
And the next person walking through the door is the husband.
Absolutely.
And that happens all the time.
All the time. He's like...
Do you have couples that come to you, like Suzanne and I would come to you and you treat the couple at the same time?
That happens a lot as well.
That happens a lot.
But if I start with the woman, typically the husband's in there within 3 months going, I can't keep up with her. I need to have some of that.
Okay, Kimberly, I want to ask you, we looked at thyroid. What are some of the other major areas you look at with blood?
What if we
continue.
talk about my hormones?
Let's
talk about your hormones.
Okay.
So you're in your 50s.
Yes.
And based on these lab tests, you're probably not postmenopausal.
I am not.
So you're still getting a period.
Yes.
So you can still conceive if that was on the table. Yes. You're still fertile. You're still getting a cycle. So your estrogen is not a problem.
Okay.
So estrogen goes away when you stop ovulating.
Okay.
And that's Post-menopause and postmenopause. But remember we talked about how testosterone falls up to 15 years before menopause, and for women that's about age 35.
I thought with women your estrogen starts declining even before menopause.
It can.
Okay.
And it can do so unpredictably. So,
okay.
And it also can go too high.
Okay.
So if you don't ovulate, because that ovary is starting to wind down, your estrogen that month will actually go too high.
Okay, but her estrogen is fine, you're saying?
Mine's fine.
Yours is fine.
Okay, but yours is fine. Testosterone?
So your free testosterone should be between 7 and 15.
Okay.
You're at 1.6.
Okay.
Which means you probably aren't building muscle when you weight train. And it means you probably can't recover from your runs very well.
Right.
You're just hurt.
Right.
And you don't get anything for it.
Right.
And you're probably, if you were measuring your VO2 max, you'd be going backwards right now.
I am going backwards right now, and I measure it every day.
Yes. So your VO2 max is going in the wrong direction. You're getting cardiovascularly sicker every time you work out because you have no testosterone.
Okay, so you think like a testosterone pellet would help?
Any form of replacement, and all of that's going to get better.
Okay. Gotcha.
I like pellets.
And would that be why I feel like I can't maintain muscle mass
you can't.
as easily as
but you
thought
can't.
I was, maybe 10 years ago,
of
I
course.
guess?
Yeah, so working out is an ask. I'm asking my body to build better muscles and to get a stronger cardiovascular system. Without testosterone, there's no response. You can ask all day. You're not going to get better.
Okay, so I've been wasting all my time, my 2.5 hours of working out 6 days a week for the last however many years. Probably been a waste of time.
So I don't know when your testosterone fell off a cliff,
don't know either.
but when it did, yes, you've been wasting your time.
Yeah, but I have noticed a signitigant change over the last few years.
The good news is we can get it back.
So we talked about thyroid, estrogen, testosterone. What are some other areas? Let's go. So people will know what you're looking at. What else?
So the other thing is cholesterol. Yeah. And we used to think about just LDL and HDL and then the ratio, and there's all these risk calculators. There's Framingham, there's Prevent, there's all these calculators out there. And unfortunately, they're of very minimal use. I talked earlier in the show about how half the time for women, it turns out it's for men as well, the first sign of cardiovascular disease is the heart attack. And only half of those people will survive that event. And so even as late as last November, there was published data showing even if we risked people who died retrospectively, they still were going to risk no risk. It's because it's not enough information. So we got to get an ApoB and an LP(a). And I'm going to oversimplify here. LDL is your bad cholesterol. It's what basically gets stuck to the vessel wall and causes plaque and atherosclerosis. If you look at ApoB as the volume of glue in your blood, how much glue do you have is ApoB. And then LP(a) is genetic. How sticky is your glue? So we need to get these other measures to see who's going to have a heart attack. And for you, Suze, your total cholesterol is pretty good. Your HDL is good. Your LDL is a little bit high.
Okay.
But your ApoB is out of range. So you have too much glue in your blood.
Okay.
Now, the good news is your LP(a) genetically, how sticky is your glue? It's probably watered down Elmer's. But I still want to get a cardiac scan on you because heart disease is the #1 killer of women and men.
Okay.
So we're going to get a scan and make sure there isn't any plaque in your heart. And when I replace your testosterone, when we fix your thyroid, when we fix your blood sugar, that ApoB, the volume of glue in your blood, should come down beautifully.
Okay.
And that will keep you out of risk going forward.
I was a little confused on what that blood marker was.
So we want to check, are you at risk now? And if you are, we're going to get a test to see if there's any plaque in your heart. And then how do I keep you from going into risk so that I can get you as many years as possible out of the one body you get?
All right, so we're gonna need to take a break, but here's what I want to say. What you're hearing is a consultation, and not really exactly the way it would be at an office, but she goes over major markers and major things in your blood to see where you're headed, to see where you're at. But the good news, and this is what I want people to know because Mark touched on it, it's not terrible to get out of this situation and to get into total health. She only comes across, if you're afraid, it's silly because most of the time it doesn't take major things to get you well and on your road to wellness. If you neglect it, that's when it gets worse. So I want to mention that being proactive is always better. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, by the way, will do a free market evaluation of your home to see what it will sell for in this market with supply and demands the way they are, with interest rates the way they are. It's a detailed report, and I urge you to get it free of charge with no obligation from one of the best real estate people I have ever known, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Thank you.
Big meeting? Date night? Freshen up fast with Zellman's. Order online in seconds and save 15% at ZELMINS.com. Use code SAVE for fresh breath that lasts. Don't let bad breath ruin the moment. Stay confident and save 15% with code SAVE on Zellmans.com today.
You want a bathroom at a discount? Well, dummies, discountbath.com. The name says it all. You know what? They are so confident you're going to use them because they have great deals. They're going to do the preliminary work with no obligation, no money up front. You don't have to sign a contract. They'll go over your plans. They'll go over the items you want to put in your bath. No matter what if it's for a rental, a fix and flip, or your dream home, they're going to help you at Discount Bath. And then they'll come up with a guaranteed price and do it. Whether it's just putting in a walk-in shower for $9,888 fully installed, or maybe redoing that Jack and Jill bath or the hall room bath or the bath in the basement. That's discountbath.com. Call them. Get your consultation complimentary started today. 720-979-2322. They're great people, contractors you can trust. In this market, that's saying something. Discountbath.com, 720-979-2322. Now, speaking of people you can trust, Fix It 24/7. How do I say this? I've known the owner, George, for so many years, and I can tell you he has a spirit of excellence. He drums into his people's head how to keep things running, how to help people, how to give value, how to make things better so you can fix most anything. And if not, you get free second opinions. Right now, get a complete AC refurbishment for $39. They take it all apart. They clean every nook and cranny. They adjust and tune it and give you a no breakdown guarantee. FixMyHome.com. Book now or 720-526-3939.
You know, you haven't been to one of our free, and I mean 100% free movie events, you got to get signed up. There's one coming up this Thursday. It's in Parker at the brand new Imagine Theater. It's the old AMC, but they've completely redone it. In fact, I heard it's actually got heated seats now, which is kind of crazy for summer, but that'll be nice in winter. But check out the new theater. We're buying the popcorn. We're buying the drinks. But it's for people that are in retirement or close to retirement. It's about long-term care benefits. It's about annuities. It's about Social Security. It's about 401ks. IRAs. I think you get the idea. 100% free. In fact, we're going to have multiple raffles at night for prizes as well. But watch the trailer and get signed up right now at mymoneymovie.com. That's mymoneymovie.com.
Good stuff.
What'd you think? Oh.
In all honesty,
yeah.
It had me when I sat in those seats.
Yeah, that's
We never
right.
had a Crown Vic in the 10 years I drove those things on the streets of Denver that felt that good.
Oh.
I wouldn't have got out of the police car.
Did you use his ashtray?
No, I did. I did use his air conditioner. I turned on your air conditioner.
Of course. I hope,
Okay,
yeah.
It's
icy cold.
You know, it has a few options that
I'm
wouldn't
shocked
think.
it has air conditioning.
I think he should get curb feelers.
Yeah.
It has a few options.
Yeah, like how many miles before it
Oh,
rains
yeah.
out. You know, I didn't think they had that back. We never had that in our Crown Vics. Of course, we had free gas. We gave them.
Yeah.
Patootie on that. But it moves out pretty good too.
It likes to move.
I actually made some guy's eyes go that big when I turned left in front of him at the end of the bridge.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that car wants to go.
Yeah.
There are times I'm on the freeway.
But those seats are comfortable.
Do you want to have a conversation about pellets versus creams versus shots versus delivery methods for hormones?
We shall. Hey, I wanted to ask something.
Yeah.
You take sisters, let's even say identical sisters.
Yeah.
One of them works out all the time. One of them stays in decent shape, eats right, etc. The other one, fat slob, eats horrible food.
Sure.
Will one go through menopause quicker generally or not?
No.
So that both sisters would most likely go through at the same time?
It's very close to when your mother went through it.
Okay. Well, that's kind of crazy because your mother went through it when? When she was like 40?
In her 40s.
That's odd. Wonder what your dad.
That's what made me think about it.
Didn't
My dad's mother, I don't know.
Didn't women go through it earlier in like the 50s and 60s than today?
No.
Why would that be?
I don't know. I was just asking a question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Has been.
I mean,
It has nothing to do with how good you take care of yourself.
Not really. It's a
Or how
genetic
you
clock.
eat.
It's a genetic clock. When your ovaries decide to quit.
Yeah, but your food and stuff don't change that?
Mm-hmm.
That's just so I always thought, just because of your age compared to your mom's, I thought that was crazy.
Now, it can affect fertility.
That's 25%.
But not when you're going to stop ovulating.
Yeah.
So if you're overweight and you've got all this insulin resistance, and that may or may not go with polycystic, which is now polymetabolic ovarian. No, you got a new name. So PCOS definitely affects fertility, and weight affects PCOS, and it's chicken and egg, which causes which to be worse. But that doesn't change when she's going to go through menopause.
Is there drugs that can prolong it? Not that you would recommend them, but is there drugs someone could take to where a woman could give birth in her 80s?
Not in the 80s, but famously, Anderson Cooper is Gloria Vanderbilt's
kid.
Last child.
Oh.
She had just gone through into menopause. They went to Europe to get on some kind of hormone regimen to kick her back into ovulating, and then she got pregnant with him.
Are you listening, Tom?
Wow, I am now. I just got back.
I have a teaser on that.
Yeah, that's a whole different deal there.
Truck
That's
whenever
nuts,
you want
though.
it.
Okay, which one did you call on?
Yes, they're fertility drugs you can push.
Arlie in the transmission.
Got it.
Because really the reason the human body is doing that is at some point it's not designed to give birth in your 80s. I mean, that could kill you.
You're out of eggs.
Very few species in
You're
the
empty,
mammalian
mister.
kingdom live past
Wealth.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, along with Marc Mager. He's in the main studio today with our guest, Kimberly Cunningham from the Cunningham Clinic. And I call it a wellness clinic, and it's a hormone replacement. It's weight control. It's health. It's nutrition. It's aesthetic procedures. What else were you going to say, Mark?
Well, I got a basic question. It's going to seem kind of, I'm sure to you and her, it's going to seem like an easy answer. But if you can go get a pill, a blue pill, Viagra, or Cialis, or whatever there is out there, compared to getting a pellet for higher testosterone, I understand they're different, but really, what is the difference? I bet a lot of men are going, why would I get on testosterone if I can just go take Cialis every day or a pill on the weekend?
Okay, me first, Kimberly, please, me. Let me tell you, I'm a 72-year-old man, and I have excellent muscle mass, believe it or not, even going through cancer. I mean, testosterone does way more than erection help. I mean, that is probably one of the, it does it, but really that blue pill gives you temporary circulation to that extremity. What testosterone does is makes you vital. It gives you vitality and muscle tone. Go ahead, Kimberly. I'm sorry.
Sure,
I had to say that because
did you hear the energy in his voice?
No, but really, when you work out and see results,
you
see results when you work out. And truly, I'm 72, Mark, and I know that I went through cancer and all that. I can't be bragging so much about that, but I went so well through it because they said I started out so well.
Oh, yeah. Going into any, I tune people up for surgery all the time. And if we have time to plan for a knee replacement, or if we have time to plan for a whatever, the more I can tune them up beforehand, the better they're going to recover and the less muscle mass they're going to lose along the way. But to answer your question about the blue pill versus testosterone. So testosterone has so many jobs in the human body. One of the jobs of testosterone is vascular health, which is why when we lose testosterone, we have more heart attacks and other issues. But the penis erectile quality is due to blood flow. And so if you have unhealthy blood vessels, it's not just in the heart, it's also in the penis. And so the Viagra or the Cialis is going to force those capillary beds to open. so that more blood flow can get in, and then we've got turgor and strength for erectile quality. But testosterone fixes why it went wrong in the first place.
Wouldn't that be good for anything, though? In other words...
Well, there's lots of people on low-dose Cialis every single day.
Are.
Absolutely.
So, okay,
and I
people
prescribe
are
that.
treated...
So the caller earlier that was on a low dose of Cialis every single day, that will help two different things. That might help improve erectile quality and function, but in addition, it's going to help dilate the blood vessels where we need to overcome that plaque and the stenosis, so we get good blood flow.
Would there be any reason someone wouldn't take that?
Well, sure, if they have naturally low blood pressure to begin with, then yes.
Oh, and Kimberly, somebody told me it helps with enlarged prostate as well. Well, one of my doctors said it helps with enlarged prostate.
Could.
Yeah. Anyway,
so
Ty.
That's other ways to use it. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to go to Ty on the phone real quick. I want to take callers, even if it's off topic, because we do want to service them. So, Ty, you have a question on solar. What's going on?
Yeah, Tom. I'm curious. I'm having trouble with my over-the-air TV antenna. I've been at the same residence, same TV, same antenna for 20 years, and we have a large solar farm that's just completed, half a mile from us. And now in the daylight, I have no signal. Well, very few signal.
Really?
Like I said, I can't get 9. I can't get 2. I can't get 6 and 12. They got a little stronger signal coming my way for my HD TV.
Have you tried a bigger antenna?
I bought a different antenna with a booster on it that's for, HD TV and a longer radius.
Why would a solar field?
I don't know.
That's the only thing that has changed in my area.
Yeah, but
Ty, there's another question I have.
Coming down were there before.
Yeah.
What is it bouncing off of them and creating a solar field?
It's not the solar rays. There's probably unshielded. There are probably unshielded radio emissions from the inverters and from the transmission lines.
I have another question.
Sort of
what do you feed your dinosaurs, Ty?
Yeah, no doubt. I just don't pay for all the internet and
all that internet.
I'm on Ty's side. I think Ty's doing it right, except now technology caught up to him, whether he likes it or not.
No, but I wonder what would cause
I think
solar
Dimitri
farm.
hit it. It's got to do with the equipment of this huge solar field, because if that's the only thing that changed, it has to be that.
That's the only thing.
There is huge RF interference from equipment like that.
Can you go out there in a sleeping bag and spend a week there and come back and check in?
Put a light bulb in my mouth to see if it lights up like Uncle Fester.
Hey, have you ever asked like an engineer type? I'd like to ask someone. Who would we ask about that?
Red Rocks Solar.
Yeah, maybe Brooke actually would be able to answer that.
Let's ask somebody over at Red Rocks or Alliance Roof and Solar if they could answer it. Hey, Axe, try to get an expert on from Alliance Roof and Solar. We'll see what we can come up with. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We are taking questions, too, on health. Now, I have some texts. I know you guys want to ask on text. That's okay. I'm going to get to them. But we'd prefer if you can call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. By the way, one of the best companies I've come across in my years of doing business is for garage doors. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. I can't say enough about them. They have 24/7 service, So if you can't close your door at night, they can come in an emergency. They can also replace springs. They can replace parts of the door, parts of the opener. They're factory authorized, by the way, for most stores, and most garage places aren't. But this is One Clear Choice Doors.com, 720-370-3987.
Yep.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplan today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
Hey,
well, it's been a little busy here for the lunch hour. We've got one that's
Do you
causing
have
delays
another
coming
30
into
we can
downtown.
place
It's
here
southbound 25,
from
just past
45 and do
I-70.
it, just
Looks like the
'cause these
center
two are
two
very
lanes are
similar?
blocked, and it's already.
Would you like a Great Western there?
Okay, I'll do Great Western. Put Genesis in the next break. Thanks.
Roger.
Appreciate it.
Northbound.
I'm sorry there's so many conflicts. I mean, obviously I can move stuff around here to fix it, but
Yeah,
it'd
it's
also
okay.
be nice if the people that did this would know that
Yeah, I
there's
know. I know.
With traffic, I'm Jonathan Steele.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com.
Okay, so again, Great Western and XL. Here you go.
Express Employment Professionals connects you with qualified talent fast. Express helps you hire smarter and stay productive. Visit ExpressPros.com for an office. Express Employment Professionals, respecting people, impacting business.
Family owned and operated, founded by Jay Bretz, and now his son Henry is taking over with him. They are a great company at Excel. You know what I love about them? No other roofers do this. First of all, they don't knock on your door, but if they do, or if they're examining your roof, they never make you sign anything. They'll examine your roof free of charge. They also do roof repairs, and then they'll give you a full and complete estimate in a contract, and they never ask for a dime up front. You don't pay a cent until you're content. ExcelRoofing.com. That's EXCEL. They also do window siding and painting as well. You don't pay a cent until you're content. And this is a company you can trust. Consumers never are at risk with ExcelRoofing.com. Let's talk about another company I love. They're located right here in Colorado. They serve the entire world, and they do metal buildings direct to the consumer. They have engineers on staff that can help you design your building, whether it be a giant church, a shopping center, warehouse, or an RV garage, a regular garage, a workshop, whatever you need. GreatWesternBuildings.com, right in Grand Junction. You ought to give them a call. They will take care of you, and the steel, 100% American steel, guaranteed for life. The finishes guaranteed for 40 years. GreatWesternBuildings.com.
You.
Just like automatic knives, until just a couple of years ago, were illegal, except for one-armed people. But the law said one-armed.
They call them. This is interesting. They're illegal in a lot of places because of safety risk. They're referred to as suicide knobs.
That's it.
Yeah.
They can catch on your clothes while turning and cause severe hand injuries.
Can you think of, it's at 12 o'clock as you get rear ends them on and it takes your head out?
Yeah, but you shouldn't put them in the 12 o'clock position. I'll put one in the 9.
That is so bizarre.
So that when I'm resting when I'm getting my cop tan on my left arm, I can hold on to the steering knob. I might get one just to.
They're strictly banned in Germany, Australia, although not in the entire United States, most states.
Medical release?
Yes.
What about Russia?
Give me your paperwork.
I can't. I never would have thought that would be illegal. That sounds so stupid.
Yeah, welcome to America.
It's one ticket I've never wrote.
You missed out on all those commissions, Chopper.
Oh.
Now I'm going to look at Amazon.
You could have had a town car of your own by now if you knew about that law.
I had the bus lane from Broadway, from Spear to Colfax in my precinct. All I had to do was go sit there.
Just right up there.
Look at that. You can buy them right on Amazon. $19.
Okay, what can't you buy on Amazon?
Yeah.
It's like everything now.
Oh, something I was looking for.
I'll tell you something you
waiting
can't
for the mail
buy.
order bride
A
to
Wi-Fi jammer on Amazon. Because I looked, I spent a long time looking for one.
Well, I know a guy, Mark.
I bet you do.
I thought they
bet
have
he's
them
Russian.
In Japan in theaters.
A friend of mine just moved from Evergreen down into Denver, and she goes, "What is the same-day delivery magic from Amazon?"
Oh, I know, it's crazy.
Gosh, she's just so excited.
Our Walmart now, if we want to pay like $4, it'll be there sometimes in 35 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're like 30 minutes away.
Yeah, it's like they have a time machine.
If it was like the old Domino's where it's free if it's not there, I would take advantage.
Yeah, in Lodo, it's usually 23-minute offer.
Hey, Axe, are we okay getting Alliance? Did they answer?
I texted. I can give him a call.
Why don't you? Yeah, just see.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to talk about your membership as well. I think that's a good deal.
Idea.
Yeah.
There we go.
Online at khout.com.
Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. We got Marc Mager at the studio with Suze Mager, by the way, who had blood work done with Kimberly Cunningham at the Cunningham Clinic, cunninghamclinic.com, by the way, because what they do there is hormone replacement therapy. They also do other things, aesthetics, and they do things for nutritional guidance, supplements, and basically I call it whole health, and I call it proactive health. and some people call it health hacking, which is really weird because, hack denotes a shortcut, and they don't do a shortcut, but they know how to improve your health and vitality. I don't know how to put it, but they truly keep you younger, in my opinion. And I think I'm living proof. Now, here's the other thing. Let's talk to her about Suze's blood work. They went over thyroid, and they would do this for you as a patient. Estrogen, testosterone, cholesterol. Let's see what else. For example, Kimberly, do risk factors show up in blood, and do you deal with them?
Oh, sure. So we're going to look at all the different measures and then anything that is also in your lineage. So if mom or dad had things, if we've got a lot of first and close relatives that have had issues like colorectal cancer, that's going to change the age at which we start doing colonoscopies. So whatever is in your health history, as well as your physical examination, as well as your labs, is really going to dictate the plan that we put together for you.
And Tom, I was looking at Kimberly's on her website at cunninghamclinic.com, and she has these monthly memberships. And under these monthly memberships, Kimberly and I had not even discussed this. I said, wait, APOE genetic testing once a year, is it under your?
It's one time because
that's it.
Your DNA doesn't change.
One time.
Yeah.
And I said, wait a minute, that sounds familiar. What is that? What is that, Kimberly?
So that's a one-time test, and you had gotten that already through a different platform, and you shared that. We can talk about that live on the.
Yes, of course.
So APOE checks 2 alleles. So basically, you get a gene from mom and a gene from dad, and that makes your genotype. An example of that's your blood type. So if you're AB blood type, you got A from mom and B from dad, and that makes your blood type. So for APOE, you can be one of 3 numbers: a 2, a 3, or a 4. And this goes with what is your risk for developing Alzheimer's type dementia.
Yes.
2 is protective, 3s are average, no better, no worse, and 4s are higher risk for a lot of different reasons that we can go into another time. But you have 2 copies of 4.
Right.
So that 1 copy of the 4 in women can increase the risk of Alzheimer's up to 3x. 2 copies can increase the risk up to 15 times.
Oh, my God.
That's a big, big risk. Now, we're none of us getting out of here alive. We're all going to get the conditions of aging. Functional medicine says, what can I do today to push that out as close to 100 as possible? Let's all be 99 years old, super healthy, and then we get all the things of aging in our last year of life. I would love that. Those are the things that I'm looking at, how we can do that. So I know that you have this big increased risk for Alzheimer's. How can I lower that risk now?
Okay.
So you get to be the awesome you that you are for all of the years that you're here.
Okay.
And one of the biggest ways we know how to reduce that risk to date, and there's more coming, but to date, is lower your hemoglobin A1C, lower your blood sugar.
Okay.
The brain makes up about 5% of your body mass and takes over 20% of your calories. Any kind of glucose dysbiosis is going to affect your brain so much more than any place else.
Okay.
So I need to lower your blood sugar all the time.
And my A1C was
5.4. So by Western medicine, you're quote unquote fine.
Yeah.
By risk for Alzheimer's, you are not.
Okay.
So
you mean because she has that risk?
Yes.
Okay.
So when you get all of the information, it toggles some of the other recommendations. So she can't follow a blanket recommendation. She doesn't have that DNA. So I got to get more aggressive with your blood sugar. I'm going to put you on a GLP-1.
Let me ask again. Did you say she has 4 of those markers?
8.
No, only get 1 from mom and 1 from dad.
4 and 4.
So she's 4 and 4.
Oh.
And if you have 2 copies, if each parent gave you one of those copies, in women, that's up to 15 times more risk of Alzheimer's.
Now, if someone had, just to say, 0 risk, they can still get Alzheimer's.
Of course. No,
okay.
I can't ever take anybody's risk for anything down to 0.
No, of course.
But whatever I can do to lower the risk, we're going to do.
And I'm curious about the factors she has. It's like, I get the factors are there, but what are they? It's looking at her DNA, and that DNA is saying what? So it's saying this certain gene we see in your family line?
Yes.
Okay.
So her genetics, from 1 from mom and 1 from dad, put her physiologically much more able to produce amyloid plaques, much more likely for those plaques to stick together, and much more likely for those sticky plaques to prevent her neurons from firing correctly, and there goes memory.
Got it.
Yeah.
And Kimberly, does that mean that, for example, somebody could have 8 or 10 times the risk? It doesn't even mean they're going to get it, right?
No. It just means that the risk is much higher, which means I need to be more aggressive at the things that contribute to that risk. So I can take that extra risk out of your timeline.
Okay, so what other kind of markers or whatever you call them, omens, do you see in blood? You have one for Alzheimer's. What other kind of markers do you look for? Are there cancer markers?
So cancer markers are really tricky right now. There's the Gallery test is out there, and there's a couple of other tests. You can drop $1,000, and they're going to tell you if there's these methylation SNPs in your blood that correlate to cancer. The tests are getting there, but I don't think any of them are worth it yet. The amount of false positives and the amount of missed ones, we're not there yet, but that technology is getting better and better. So the blood test for a blanket, do you have cancer of these 20 different kinds? I wouldn't invest in it yet. I don't offer them at my clinic because the data is not there to support them, but I do think they're coming. And I think within 5 years, we'll have much more available markers.
Okay. And so now we looked at thyroid, we looked at estrogen, testosterone, cholesterol, and some of the markers in her blood. And by the way, if you're listening and have a question for Kimberly, I know people are texting me on how to get in touch with her. And I am putting that, I've been telling people, I'm going to tell you now, CunninghamClinic.com. Or you can call them as well. And that's that 720-650-4660. Is that the number we like? 720-650-4660. CunninghamClinic.com. Kimberly, I've had to have 15 inquiries already by texting. Who is that woman? Who is is it a clinic in town? Yes, it's conveniently located, plenty of parking, and give them a call. In any case, after all of these, what's the next thing? What are some of the other things you look at? The A1C you talked about for blood sugar.
And so what our goals are going to change based on risk factors. But one of the things we want to talk about is now what do we do? So we've been talking today, kind of breaking down the big chunks, and there's more we can go through with the blood, but we'll be here all day. But basically now we have to have a plan. So we found all these things that are deficient, and what is the best way to replace them? And for Sue's, we talked about for hormone therapy, we can do pellets, which is just a delivery mechanism. And that's once every 4 months, a quick little procedure. And then it's a slow release pellet that will cover you for the 4 months. We can do creams twice a day. We can do it. I don't prescribe them, but there's something called a troche that dissolves in the mouth. And then there's a pill form of testosterone, but I don't prescribe that because it's 4 pills a day.
Why would anybody do anything but the pellets? I don't understand.
I have some patients who'll start on a cream because they're nervous.
Okay.
Because they've read all of the fear-mongering.
I've had them. You don't feel anything.
It doesn't. You can do a cream twice a day.
I couldn't get into the hot tub for 72 hours.
Right. Well, if you get a pellet, it's a minor procedure. You'll have a steri strip. You can't work out for a few days and you can't soak for a few days, but you are allowed to shower. You can be clean. You just can't soak.
If you do shots or cream, aren't you going to be in waves, up and down, up
You'll
and
be
down,
in waves,
up and down?
But there's something more really helpful when it comes to pellets. Pellets go right into your bloodstream. Because you build little capillary beds around each pellet. They sit in the subcutaneous fat. You don't even feel them. But what's really cool is no matter what, so long as you have a heartbeat, you have a base dose all the time.
Yeah.
So you wake up, you go to sleep, you live your life. You're always at a really nice base coverage dose. But if you need exercise, like in the afternoon, when you're younger, if you have ADHD, if you're just really dragging, when you're younger, you can go exercise and boom, there's some brain clarity. There's some more libido. There's a way to treat ADHD with exercise. All of that is you just gave yourself a testosterone boost because you exercised and got your heart rate up. That is available again, but only if you choose pellets.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. We'll have more from Kimberly Cunningham coming up. And we hope to have some of your calls on your health, on what to do, where to go from here, and what to do next. Or if you have something ailing you, what are some of the things that can help? All of that right after this.
Thank you. Hey.
Is the 120 in this break?
Yes, damn it. I thought it was a 30, and that's why I moved it up.
Okay, so I'll do Mark Szymanski and fix it, and he'll do Banker. But I'll do Mark Szymanski first.
Thank you. Love you.
Eastbound off-ramp to I-25 southbound as well. Otherwise, pretty quiet drive through town. I-70 eastbound flowing free to DIA. No complaints there. And I-25 northbound easy driving through the metro area. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
This report is sponsored by Colorado State Patrol.
This is Trooper Pratt with the Colorado State Patrol.
The average cost of a first-time DUI in Colorado is over $13,000, and a conviction gives you a criminal record. Make a plan for a sober ride before the party begins. Don't underestimate impairment.
I want to talk now to the founder and owner of Genesis Total Exteriors.com, Mark Szymanski. Gosh, I've known him for years and years, and I like saying he's a contractor you can trust. I know that from my years of experience with him, and we've all used him. And I'll tell you this, that's nothing to be taken lightly, to have someone who you can trust and someone who is highly skilled at what they do. Everything on the outside of the house, the roofing, soffits, fascia, gutters, they do windows and doors and painting and decks. And let's talk about siding, Mark. You guys have siding that you love. I call it forever siding, low maintenance, great products. What about siding?
I tell you, Tom, nowadays it used to be so easy. Somebody needs new siding in your house, you just pick a product and go out and just do it. It has gotten so difficult out there with Colorado's new laws. You really need to go with a contractor that knows what they're doing.
Wow.
There's
What are
so
the
many
laws that
different
affect
rules.
siding, Mark? What are some of the laws that affect siding?
So there's this new WUI law that Colorado's come up with. It's even stricter than California's fire ban laws. So you have to make sure that the siding you put on will not spread to the neighboring house. So like if you had a wood siding, obviously if that wood starts to burn, it can flow to the next house. Now you're only allowed to put on, metal and coated cement siding and vinyl. Those are the only things allowed, and sometimes vinyl is not even allowed either. And you really need to know and go with a contractor who knows what they're doing regarding siding. And I tell you what, Tom, right now we got 20% off materials. So it's a great time to call and get us scheduled.
Okay, absolutely. 20% off, and that's 20% off materials. What kind of siding do you recommend if you had to pick one? I know you have several, but if you had to pick one, what would you pick?
Well, I tell you, right now we're kind of stuck with metal or the cementitious ones. We got James Hardy and Allure are both of them. And Align is also another great product.
Yes.
It looks beautiful. It has color all the way through. I really do like the Align product too, and that is a fire-resistant product.
So give them a call at GenesisTotalExteriors.com for all of your siding needs and exterior needs in general. And remember, if you have hail damage, they can do all of that on one invoice, one point of contact, and they can help you put your claim in. 303-679-8509, 303-679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. All right. Let's talk now about Fix It 24/7. I can't say enough about these people. The name says it all, Fix It. They want to fix things. They want to keep things going. They want to save you money. But if you do need to replace something, they'll do a free second opinion. Just tell them you need a free second opinion on any major component for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, or drains. And they're doing the furnace or the air conditioner refurbishment right now for just $39. It's incredible. They take it apart. Every nook and cranny they clean, they put it all back together, tune and check it with a no breakdown guarantee. And if there are any issues, they'll find them. So call them now before you have expensive repairs. Call them now and maintain what you have. FixMyHome.com. Book now or 720-526-3939.
My money
for handling that, Tom. Sorry I screwed that up a little.
Movie event. You're going to love it. We're buying the popcorn. We're buying the drinks. But if you have any questions on retirement, we're going to have experts there to answer your questions. We're going to be talking 401ks, Social Security, IRAs, you name it. When it comes to retirement, long-term care, we're going to be talking about it. Watch the trailer. Get signed up. Do it now. This Thursday, a couple days from now, 6:30 p.m. in Parker at the brand new, beautiful theater. It used to be the AMC. Now it's the Imagine Theater. Go to mymoneymovie.com. Get signed up now. mymoneymovie.com.
Do you inject it all over, or you just put it in one?
Okay,
like a little here, a little here.
Targeted. So if someone's got really deep labral folds, I'll put it in there. If they've got a
Imagine it's a private.
Well,
I think.
Is it immediate or
it's
does it
definitely
take a couple
Imagine.
weeks?
I don't know if they
No,
have
I know it
multiple
takes
ones.
1 to 2
I mean, it's not like AMC by any means.
Or it's not like Regal or something like that.
Like if you
No.
get your appendix out, there's going to be
It's
stitches.
Imagine, as in
We don't go back
E,
and take out.
Oh, E.
not
so
I.
they dissolve, but as they dissolve, you've grown tissue around them, right? So So you grew more connective tissue around them. So imagine if we took that suture material, powderized it, and then injected it.
Okay.
And you grow little dots of collagen elastin everywhere. And so your skin gets thicker. You lose over half the thickness of your skin by age 40.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets skinnier from there. And so as the thickness thins, then we start getting jowling and other.
The YouTubers are
Is it a
far
one-time
more
deal, or
knowledgeable.
does it, how long
So I'm
does it
putting this
last?
poll up.
You gotta do it every year.
And here's what the poll's
might
got to
need to
do
do it
with.
2 or
There's a
3
video on Fox. A lot of you have already seen it. But it's at a ballpark. And this guy, this kid, won't stand up for the national anthem. And the guy behind him smacks him in the head. Then the kid gets smart and stands up. So that is the premise. Here comes the poll.
That's collagen and elastin production. That stabilizes in the late teens, and then it starts to fall off by age 30. You can't make it anymore. Got it. I'll tell you what. And so you just get thinner and thinner.
And then what about collagen supplements then? Do you
Can the
think they're BS,
poll
or-
be sponsored by Cunningham Clinic?
Yes. And this poll, by the way, is brought to you by the Cunningham Clinic.
Oh, by the way, Kim, don't pay attention to that time on the, if you're looking at that.
No, I know. See, it's different.
Yeah.
Since we've been talking about the positive effects of
What is IPL correction?
replacement therapy.
IPL takes off age spots.
Okay.
Freckles and age spots. But we do it in the fall because you have to be out of the sun 2 weeks before. And 2 weeks.
All right, here we go. This one's up to you, bro.
Okay.
So Dimitri says, oh, the guy should go to jail forever
that's
and get the
mine. It was
death
the
penalty. He committed battery and assault and 5 other crimes. I say no. What he did was justified, and no judge nor jury in the world would ever consider that battery, ever.
And then Mark woke up.
Okay, now, see, whoa, look at this. Look at our poll. Look at our poll. Thank you, people. We know exactly what's going on. 38% say yes.
Of what?
Mark likes this video of a guy committing battery.
It's not battery.
In a ballpark because
Nope.
someone in front of him didn't stand up for the national anthem.
The guy
And I
tapped him
said-
on his head.
Well,
He's saying it's battery.
What if we asked the Popo? Is that battery or not?
He didn't see it.
Remember, we deal in arrests. Whether
When's the last time anybody in Denver arrested someone for tapping someone on the head?
It
My
wasn't a
God, you
tap.
can.
It wasn't a tap. It was a smack.
You can cut people on the 16th Street Mall and
that's
stab
different.
them.
Yeah, that's different. This
We
is
tell
a
them to
tap.
call
Like,
when
more
you have
People get
injuries.
smacked in the head.
Yeah, they won't. I didn't
I'm
say would you
finally watching the
respond. I
video.
just said, does that meet the the typical criminal definition of an offense called?
Oh, look at this.
battery?
70%
That to
of
me,
our smart
I'm sorry,
YouTubers.
that's
What are they
battery.
called?
That's not
It's
battery.
not battery, but it's
He didn't
highly
stand up for the
inappropriate.
anthem.
Is this
It's
the YouTube morons?
self-defense.
Hey,
It's self-defense.
That's not what self-defense
Especially when
means.
you
get
It
avoided
is.
That's
a
not
whack
what
in
I
the
said.
head.
He was
Stand
defending
up.
the country.
Actually
Schnozzle.
said was, hey, I understand the guy's motivation, but that's a criminal
Kimberly,
act.
I
and
can't
furthermore,
believe
even
you
better,
have to deal with this most likely more
Do
than
you
I
see-
have
do
to
you see
deal
what
with
I
this.
have to deal with here
The
over
guy
here?
thinks it's battery.
And
it's
all I
a
get is
love
meat sticks
tap.
and coffee.
It's
I
a
have to
love
bring my own-
tap.
No, this is a love tap.
D prefers
Bam,
the
that's
slippery
assault.
slope of communism.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he is. He's
From 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Let's quickly go to Troy here, try to fit him in under the wire. Here we have another hour to go with Kimberly Cunningham. Troy, go ahead.
Hey, Kimberly.
Hi.
So I'm on TRICARE and I'm getting testosterone supplements, but TRICARE will only pay for the shots.
Okay.
They won't pay for the pellets.
Correct.
How can we make that work?
So pellets predate the FDA by decades. And so they're not FDA approved because of all these regulatory things for how to get things FDA approved. So TRICARE will only cover what is an FDA approved medication or option for the most part. So for you to receive pellets as a delivery method for hormones, you're going to have to pay out of pocket right now.
And you were saying
Okay.
they start. I
And-
mean, literally, they start around $150 a month.
No, that's for the GLP-1 you were talking about
Oh,
earlier.
that was a GLP-1. Where do pellets start?
So pellet therapy for men, depending on if they charge this, they do the 4-month or the 5-month plan. The 5-month plan, which is most of the guys, that's typically $725 per
So what is
placement.
that? So it's about $1.50. That's about it's what I said almost.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So you're good at math.
I just got lucky.
Yes. And then we also have membership programs. So if people want to pay it out monthly instead, we have a great membership program. So you don't have to come in and pay $7.25.
So let me just revisit this. We only got a minute, but basically you come in, you get your blood work done like Suzanne did. You're going to have ideas for how to get her in tip-top shape. And basically, are you saying for a monthly fee you can break it down and then everything's covered for a monthly
Mark, you
fee?
should see
Everything
her
for the year.
membership plans on her website.
Is that
They're
the
great.
biggest thing going on there?
Well, we just launched them actually about a week and a half ago because we had a membership before and it was kind of one size doesn't fit everybody. And so we split it into people who are choosing pellet therapy and people who are choosing non-invasive hormone replacement therapy or using us as their clinic.
Regardless of what you're treating on that patient, they can still pay one
pay
amount
monthly,
per month.
And then all of their...
And everything's covered. You go get your pellets, you get
Annual
your whatever.
labs, mid-year labs, an APOE genetic testing, 15% off the GLP-1 medications, peptides. There's a collagen boost benefit. All the pellet visits for the year. Yep.
So
Annual
everything's in
longevity
one monthly
screening.
price.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And there's 3 different tiers.
But you can't really say what that monthly price is because everybody's different.
No, I can tell you what your monthly price would be.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Let's talk about that coming up.
Most sell offer. It's somewhere between low
Can
ball.
she talk about it on the air? By the way, the pricing.
What are you talking about?
No,
Did you guys hear that?
71%. However, these are YouTube morons.
Oh, no, see.
Therefore, the
Oh, my God. Listen
you have
to this,
invert
guys.
These numbers. The
Oh,
inverse
my
is
God.
actually correct. When you ask a bunch of idiots,
I can't believe he's going
the
there.
question they answer is usually wrong.
I'm starting
They're being
another
nice
poll.
because you're in here. But you should see what it's normally like.
Are you smarter than Dimitri?
Okay. Thank you for proving my point once more.
Now watch this. We're going to put this poll up. We're going to see. This is a true test of how many people in YouTube on our channel are smarter than Dimitri.
Yeah.
Because listen, if you're not as smart as he is, please don't lie. I
Are
want you to take this poll.
smartier? Are you? Did you see your typing?
You're...
So, Mark is an automatic no.
Oh my God! It's awesome.
Are you smartier?
Mark is not just no, he's -4.
Yes.
He himself counts as -4.
Okay, stupid spell check there. Anyhow, look, almost everybody's smarter
You
than
need
you.
spell check for smarter?
I had to say
Smartier.
I had to say no because I ain't smartier.
It looks like smarty.
I accidentally put a Y in there, for God's sake.
Yes, that was an accident.
Oh,
Smartier.
my gosh, that is-
Actually, I'll take that one. I like smartier. Are you smartier?
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, you need spell check
Smartier
for smarter.
Mark.
I can't. That's awesome.
Mark, that was very smarty of you.
My spell check in my email
Oh.
is so used to me spelling things wrong.
Where do I
When I
find
spell them right,
this YouTube
it
video?
corrects them to wrong.
The one you guys are talking about. I don't. How do I find it?
Tab over on the up there. If you tab over on the
right here,
screen,
this-
you could see it. Or if you want to go to Troubleshooter Network.
Gotcha. I can see it here.
Mark.
Yeah.
GF
That's
was
our
asking, did
live.
you want her to come later? She heard you asking which
Who?
time she was coming over.
Oh, I don't care when she comes.
So where's
I was
the
just
poll?
curious what time she was coming.
Where's the poll? Are you smartier than Dimitri?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Where was
And
the
look,
other?
70% of these very fine
20 votes.
non-liars on YouTube.
You just proved my point. What do you call the YouTube audience? What is the one word that you and Tom use for the YouTube audience?
Intelligent.
Yes, that's right. The intelligentsia.
Yes.
All right, how do I see this video? Do I just keep going?
I've never been able to watch a video that
Of the
Sue's links to
Mac.
in the
What are you talking about?
The YouTube is it on this page? The video you
the
guys are talking
videos that you guys link in the
The guy
chat.
getting smacked at the
Did
I've
we
never
link
seen
one? Did you link a video?
No.
Well, how are you talking
well, why
about this
did
video
you-
on here?
Oh, it's the video of us right there. We're live right now. I don't
No,
know.
no, I mean
She was
is it
looking
assault
for the
or not
assault
assault?
and battery video.
This is the video.
No, I know, but the assault and battery video you guys are arguing about. Where's that?
Oh, here.
The guy getting.
We didn't link to it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so it's
I
just
have
a,
it right here. If you want to see it, come over
It's
here.
like a social media craze thing.
Just a little tap.
Yeah, it's
Just a little tap.
It is a
to
little
leave
tap.
good point then
Legally,
and
the
then.
definition of assault is
Ha ha! I miss that one. I usually don't.
It doesn't have to cause. So assault is well, you have the police officer in the room. Assault is unwanted touching. It doesn't have to cause injury.
It doesn't matter. This kid wouldn't stand up, so it changes the whole thing. Ready? Oh, it's got to play this. Hold on.
It was inappropriate.
It was inappropriate.
No,
and
it's
criminal.
not. Well, not according to me nor the YouTubers.
And it was self-important.
What's the age of the kid?
There it is.
Okay, just look, Kimberly.
It's like 20s.
I think it's highly inappropriate what he did, unless he knew the kid.
Well, the age too. If he's
Well,
20,
I'm not
that's
saying
no big
it
deal.
was. Well, I don't even find it non-appropriate. I sure don't find it any kind of battery.
Okay, if that's his dad or his grandfather and he's trying to teach him how to be a
Yeah.
good man,
Yeah.
I'll let it slide. If that's a stranger, that's assault.
Assault's kind of
I'm with you.
I don't
think that
that's
was
assault.
over the
When you
top.
hit someone, that's battery. Period. End of story.
If
Oh.
legally, yeah.
Well, then
legally
I'd like to buy a
Yes.
case of batteries
Thank you
for
First
everybody.
of all, I'm going to ask you. Okay, hold on. We're going to ask YouTube.
Again, for the love
Okay,
of God.
we're asking YouTube right now.
Mark, isn't it exhausting to be so wrong so much,
Here we
so
go.
often, to such a huge
Yeah.
extent and intensity?
Here we go.
I don't know
Here
how
we
you
go.
stay awake.
Okay, but here's the thing. My father's a retired military pilot.
Mm-hmm.
My kids stand and they put their hand over the heart, and they know that you don't talk, you take your ball cap off, and you stand, you put your hand over your heart. That's what you do, because their pop went to war.
Of course. That's
For
what
all of their
everybody
rights.
should do.
Now, my father will also be the first one to tell you he went to war,
So you have that
so
right.
you have that right whether or not to stand.
They still should
So
stand.
that's why my stance is, if that's his father or grandfather, that's good child rearing, because it looks like a
That's-
late teen, early 20s. If that's a stranger, not appropriate.
That's a great philosophy until
That's my
you
take.
get someone burning the flag.
Well,
They
there
don't
you
have
go.
that
Is Dimitri wrong yet again? 90% yes.
That proves
90%.
That proves my point.
Yes.
That totally proves my point.
All right. One person voted.
And it was you.
Can you tell who voted?
Basically, okay.
10 votes.
It's 10 votes.
We all know he's wrong all the time. That's the
Gotcha.
difference.
But the confidence with which he's wrong is really stunning.
Who needs to be put in timeout? She said you need to be shut
Can't
up.
stand it.
Yeah, that's
Mark.
perfect. Thank you.
See,
What's
another
that?
person who
Who says you need to shut up?
No, she's not talking about Mark.
Which him?
She's talking about
She's
Dee.
talking about Dimitri.
Yeah, she's talking about Dimitri.
Which he?
Oh, so you want me to put her in timeout?
Of course
Talking bad
not.
about you?
No, we respect the First Amendment. Well, except for Mark. So
I don't want
all
her
of us
to.
without
I
the-
don't want her to assault him by any means or any stretch. Wait. Okay, I've got a poll. Let's really get real on this. If I smack D,
Hey, by the way,
would that be assault?
somebody says that poll really sucks because of its poor diction. Mr. Perfect Diction from New Jersey.
It is perfect.
I love that you misspelled smarter. It's like my favorite thing.
I did it. I first of all came up with a better word, smartier, like
Well,
smart
then
ass.
you put then instead of than.
Shut up.
Thanks to Leap.
Do you have any pills for that?
I don't have pills for that.
If I smack D, would that be okay? No.
How do I
John
vote?
Capone says Dimitri.
How do I vote? Can I vote?
Yeah, you can vote.
Just hit the
Wait, what does it say?
I voted no.
You're spending most of your
Where'd it go?
time
Oh, it went someplace else.
Most of my life.
Yeah, when you vote, it
is in the
closes out.
W.
You can open it back up. Do you see that?
He was born. He was a breech baby.
Yeah.
He was born wrong.
It's 2-1 that you could get smacked.
Yeah, in the other hemisphere.
Oh no, it's 70%.
Wow.
That's 2 to.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino and Major Marc Mager.
We are here to solve your problems, answer your questions, take your complaints. I'm in my home studio. Major Marc Mager is at the iHeart studio with our guest today, Kimberly Cunningham from the Cunningham Clinic, cunninghamclinic.com, talking about wellness. And blood work, nutrition, and hormone replacement, testosterone therapy, whatever. And she is an expert, even a trainer at BioT. She does BioT pellets, and I'm a patient there. And Suze has had some blood work done, by the way, and it's been analyzed somewhat on the air. And we can talk to you about what is involved in going to the Cunningham Clinic if you're interested in wellness care. Now, I know there are a lot of these clinics that pop up, the concierge medicine and functional medicine, but really, you got to be pretty careful on who you choose. You really